fun runs on the way, streaming magic every day. Join the shelter, it's alright. Blues and twos bring out the light. Raising funds for a good cause, verbal energy, no pause. Scrub gaming is how we do, making friends and chilling too. Starting soon, don't miss a thing. Charity's the song we sing. With the pack, we're never alone. K9 Shelter feels like home. Animals all around us here, bringing joy and spreading cheer. Communities are common ground, feel the love with every sound. Starting soon, don't miss a thing. Charity's the song we sing. With the pack, we're never alone. K9 Shelter feels like home. Blues and twos light up the night. Feel the vibes, they're up so right. Here's a love bang, here's the games. K9 Shelters where we reign. Raising funds for a good cause, verbal energy, no pause. Scrub gaming is how we do, making friends and chilling too. Starting soon, don't miss a thing. Charity's the song we sing. With the pack, we're never alone. K9 Shelter feels like home. Animals all around us here, bringing joy and spreading cheer. Communities are common ground, feel the love with every sound. Animals all around us here, bringing joy and spreading cheer. Communities are common ground. K9 Shelter feels like home. Blues and twos light up the night. Feel the vibes, they're up so right. Here's a love bang, here's the games. K9 Shelters where we reign. Blues and twos light up the night. Feel the vibes, they're up so right. Here's a love bang, here's the games. K9 Shelters where we reign. Blues and twos light up the night.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome into what I believe is part 12 of Happy Hour in the Doghouse. I didn't count. But I am here with the wonderful, the lovely Miss Alpha Snowflake. So, first off, everyone, thank you for attending, coming by. And first, we're going to raise a little toast to Miss Snowflake. So, salute to you. All right. You can get a drink if you want. I know.
I have
Oh,
Whataburger.
a Whataburger. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, salute, prost, nostrovia. Cheers. Alrighty. And so, without further ado, then, could I get you to introduce yourself, Miss Snowflake?
Hello, I'm Sil or Snow, aka Alpha Snowflake. I mostly concentrate on horror games and a little bit of variety here and there. And I do host cosplay events and do art here and there. So it's a little bit of insight of what I do.
So a little bit of everything. To give a little bit of backstory, I met Sil whilst I was on my deployment. I caught one of her streams, loved the vibes immediately. I believe you're playing Resident Evil. I'm not sure which one it was.
Yeah, the chill, scary vibes.
The chill, scary vibes indeed. But it was also just your demeanor. You were super sweet, super kind. And so it was like, all right, we'll give her a follow. And then I actually did. You were one of the people that I looked forward to catching on at certain times throughout the day. When I could, because obviously we were working and stuff. But that means that I've known you just over a year now, I would say, a little bit over a year. And all I can say is that so far I've had an amazing time seeing you around, not only in your streams, but in everyone else's streams. Obviously, we have a big mutual right now, which is Abby. That is how I met
Yes,
Abby.
I love Abby.
Yeah. And so it just kind of goes to show I see like ML in here. people like that. But you said you're mainly a horror sort of gamer. What is it about horror games that you love?
What is it? Well, I think it's because I wasn't allowed to play them when I growing up. If I'm gonna be honest, I think it's because of that they held me back. Like, oh no, you can't play it. I said, okay, that's fine.
So it's kind of the
And I played them when
rebellious
I'm
streak.
yeah. I started playing them when I became an adult, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get into that less trials. There's new games, full on again, and get in there. Yeah.
So so again, you weren't allowed to play them as a kid, so I'm guessing you missed out on quite a lot of the older horror games. Like, is that why you play the remasters now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And do you think you'll ever go back and see how bad the controls were and what we had to
They're so
experience?
bad.
Because it was bad.
Um, it was so bad. Not even, gosh, like what, 10 years ago or so, I was playing There's Newell 6 with Abby. The controls are so bad.
They're
I,
they're terrible.
it's terrible.
um. So when you mentioned Outlast Trials, then was that like the first sort of real horror game that you managed to jump in on?
I want to say that's the second because the first one, oh, I was a little kid sleeping over at my cousin's house and she had the Wii. And I said, oh, Resident Evil 4, what's this? And Lord and behold, my crush on Leon started since then.
Well, we can definitely talk about Leon all day, because
Yeah, like, there's no limit.
there's no limit. And if you head over to Snow's stream and that, definitely make sure that you spam everything that says mentions Leon. All right, that's just my personal request to you, is to go over there and make sure Abby and all that know to go over there as well and do the same. All right, because I know that sometimes I'll be talking with Abby and VC, and then we'll see Snow on, and I'll just jump in and I'll do a little like Leon thing, and then we'll watch her get all flustered, and and then Abby will be like, "Oh, stop it, K9, leave her alone," you know. But
Much.
no, please do, you know, uh, like go over there and make sure that you get Snow all worked up over Leon Kennedy over there. I know
I'm
there's gonna
serving the Leon community.
exactly, yeah. You are just a faithful servant of uh, of Leon
Like,
himself.
I'm so faithful. I can be more than faithful.
More than you heard it here first, all right. I'll make sure that we contact all the necessary parties to make sure that Leon gets your number. Uh,
Yes.
but you were saying the Wii of all of the ones to play Resident Evil on. We were just talking about janky controls, and yet you were
Really?
introduced to Resident Evil on the Wii.
On the Wii, believe it or not.
I
I mean, I didn't have other things to do, so I just played.
Well, no, I'm not knocking the Wii because I had a Wii and it was awesome. But like for horror games, like most Wii stuff was like Wii Sports and all that sort of stuff. Um, so like I remember trying to play games that were more, how should I put it? Like I don't know, in need of finite controls. And the Wii was not very good at that. So how was Resident Evil on the Wii?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. I do remember that I had trouble figuring it out at first because it was just really weird to hold.
And then
The aspect of it, yeah.
and people walking by and they're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Shut up! I'm fighting zombies." Like, they're like, "Okay, not quite
No,
understand."
it was like normal, like a normal control. I don't know how to
That
explain it.
so it was just
I
like
don't know.
it wasn't even the motion side of it. It was even worse. It was just you holding
No,
the
I didn't get
control.
any motion. No,
That's
just normal control. I don't know if I was holding it like vertically.
yeah.
I know it wasn't horizontally. No, wait.
I think when you
I
played
forgot.
it, yeah, we're just making hand
Wait,
gestures at each other's
like
right
this?
now. Like,
Yeah, horizontally. Sorry.
well,
Yeah, horizontally. I'll just
interesting.
play it like that.
So you weren't allowed to play horror games. Did you play other games? Did you have consoles for yourself? And then you just had a love for horror because you weren't allowed to play it.
I did. So mostly my first ever console that I got that was just for me, not sharing with my siblings or my cousins, was the PS2.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
PS
So you started
because
sharing, and then you got a PlayStation. What were some of the games you liked there?
on PS2,
Yeah.
I really like The Darkest Fairy. I don't know if anyone knows about that one.
Don't what?
It's from Neopets.
From Neopets? Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god,
Neopets.
I've heard Neopets had a very large following of things. A very what should I say, fanatical fan base when it came to
Oh,
Neopets.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I wanna get back into it again
Well,
and actually have one of my mods,
yeah.
Indy the professor, he loves Neopets, so anything new that goes on, he'll send it to me.
Wait,
So look, there's a new creature.
there's still new stuff going on for Neopets.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm that blows my mind a bit. I don't know because I do remember Neopets being a thing. When I was younger, I didn't really get into it. But I didn't realize it was still going. I mean, what is it like one of those things where it's about nostalgia now, or is it like say for example like Pokemon for me? I'm like I'm a Gen 1 or Gen 2 baby. All right, don't come at me with my Gen 12 Pokemon. Is that like Neopets? Is that?
Little bit, but I'm surprised that it's still ongoing, like how Pokemon is.
I mean, yeah. To be honest,
Not as
as much as
popular,
I
but
love it, Pokemon should chill. Um, but um, what other things? So, oh, hold on, there's a walk on going on for Doctor Dive. So, welcome in battle. Welcome in everyone as well. Thank you for joining us. So. Gen 10 Pokemon incoming. Well, I'm gonna have to look up some Neopets. If I had known, I would have maybe tried to have set up a little game of like, do you know this Neopet? And then I would have put one on
I
screen.
don't know any of them because I only know from that game The Darkest Fairy. That's it.
The Darkest Fairy. Because again, when you said that, I would have not have associated that with Neopets. Um, it sounds like one of those, you know, really obscure PlayStation games like they used to do. I used to remember playing the PlayStation because we had the PlayStation to share, a PlayStation 1 and 2. Well, my brother bought the PlayStation 2, but we shared. Uh, and you would go into like a game store and there'd be some really obscure titles and no one's ever heard of them. Nowadays, if it's not AAA, no one plays it. So I've never heard of The
Oh yeah.
Darkest Fairy. I can say that. I don't know if anyone in
Oh,
chat
which one?
has. The one that you're on about. Um,
Oh, I don't know.
but was there any
But I
other?
also played sorry.
No, that's what I was just about to ask you. I was like, what else did you play?
I played Catwoman on there.
Catwoman?
Yeah, there's a game of Catwoman.
Oh,
For
Catwoman. I'm
PC.
sorry, I'm a little bit deaf. I was like, Catwoman? What is Cat?
Catwoman.
That was all right.
Cat
I was like,
gato
Catwoman.
lady.
Okay. Oh, well,
Yeah.
we love a little bit of Catwoman. I actually have Catwoman tattooed on my back as part of a big gaming thing going on. But we, like, was that tied into the movie when it came out? The Halle Berry Catwoman
Yeah.
thing? Okay, I was gonna say because I feel like PlayStation 2 was around that era, so that kind of makes sense. Um, but you also said that you previously shared with siblings. So, what other gaming consoles did you have?
The Cube.
Oh, the Cube,
And the N64.
the N64. Oh, all right,
And
great
then
consoles.
with my friends it would be like was it the PS one? The little control one. I forgot what it's called.
The
The
place,
handheld.
the wait, I wanted to say Switch. It's not PlayStation. Oh my god. Why am I? Someone in chat help me because I can see it in my head, and I only remember like PSP. There you go. Is that the one?
Yeah, the PSP.
Okay. I only ever remember like 6 people I ever knew getting one, so I don't know how was gaming on that. Was it worth it?
Pretty small mostly. I played the skater games.
Heavy
Was very
Hustles is
notorious for
peaked up
that.
skater games like like Tony Hawk's and Skate 3 and
Yeah.
oh Man, I actually just changed just to let him know. I changed your Walk On Heavy to Goldfinger from Tony Hawk soundtrack because it's a banger. Uh, but um, damn. So you went through a couple of like consoles before you, like you said, you got your own, and then now what do you predominantly play on?
The PC.
You're a PC gamer.
My PC.
And again, is there anything that like you prefer to play right now? I know you said you stream horror mainly. Is there any games that you still off stream or when you have the time that is? I know you're
Yeah,
super busy.
a couple of them. Right now, it's the Red Dead 2 because I still haven't played the whole thing, so I'm playing that one, and then I
Right,
have
I'll be
to
quiet.
still play a little bit more for the online because you have to play the main story in order to unlock stuff online for some reason. At least what I think. And then I just got Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion
It's
remaster.
I just got off that to come on the
Really? Is
podcast
it
with you.
good?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Y-
Okay, because I've only played Skyrim. I didn't play the whole thing,
Okay.
but
Um, to quickly mention that then, um, Skyrim, oh, God tier, chef's kiss. Played it on everything. Literally played it from my, you know, Xbox to my toaster. I love Skyrim. Oblivion is going to be a little bit janky compared to that. Obviously, it came out in what, like 2006, 2007, but they did a good job of the remaster. I will just say there's like a lot of bugs still, a lot of glitches. Um, I in fact just spent an hour waiting for one person to move because I couldn't. I was just stuck in sneak mode, and he just stood there. And I did the in-game waiting thing for like 3 days, and the guy was just stood there for 3 days, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So, but in the end, I had to just run. Um, no, definitely enjoyable. I will say that. Like I said, it might be a little bit janky compared to what you remember of Skyrim then. Um, but okay, and Red Dead 2, fucking phenomenal game. I honestly didn't know that you had to unlock stuff online by doing the campaign because I just naturally did the campaign
oh,
first.
opposite.
Opposite?
Unlock stuff in the campaign in order to access it on the online.
What? Yeah, I did
I
not know
don't
that.
know.
That's a bit odd.
I didn't know that either.
But both elements of Red Dead are really fun. The campaign is great, and then um, online, I actually re-downloaded it on my PC just to play more Red Dead. um, but how are you enjoying both those experiences so far from what you have played of them?
Well, Oblivion, I haven't started it yet.
Okay.
But for Red Dead, it's fun. It's very chaotic, so which is what I really like.
So, in terms of multiplayer, have you played any of that yet, or is it more just the campaign?
Both.
Both?
I've done both.
Okay. Because like Dr. Dive just asked, you play Halo or Fortnite? I know you play one of them. I don't know if you play Halo, but
Well, as a more recent time, I play Fortnite because I also have that creator code.
which
Creator
if you
code
want to
for
drop that creator code, you're more than welcome to.
it. Yeah, and then as of Halo, I did play Halo 4 in high school, but at
Ooh,
that time I had my 360 at that time.
okay.
I was mostly just playing shooters.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, I know I've had the pleasure of playing Fortnite with you, when, you and Abby and that have invited me to play, and you kind of cracked, you guys, um, compared to me especially. Um, oh, sorry, I did a wrong shout out there, but so Halo 4, what like again, what made you pick up Halo 4 and not the others? Was it just timing? Was it
Well, I think I was like with someone at the time, and they're like, "Just play this," and that's it. Okay, let me play
it was that simple. Here, play this.
it.
Fine.
Yeah, I was like, if you're gonna play, you gotta play Resident Evil with me, and then I'll in exchange I'll play that with you.
And that's how it should be. All right. There has to
Yeah,
be, not to get, but equivalent exchange. All right. None of this just play what I like and be passive. No, you got to tell them, hey, I want to play Resident Evil. We'll do X amount of hours on this if you do X amount of hours for me. Um,
Yeah.
but so
And I
you,
was oh,
no,
sorry.
carry on. I'm here for you. Remember that. Just talk over me. I'm a yapper.
Well, back in my day, I was pretty good though. I was not gonna lie, I was pretty good.
Back in my
And
day.
I didn't know. Oh my gosh.
Did
At
you?
that time, whenever you'd play, whenever you get off of a party, they can still hear you in game.
So do you rage? Is that what you're saying, or was it you?
No, I remember that one time. I don't. I'm not crazy about playing with very, very little ones.
Okay.
I think at that time they called them wet squeakers or
Mhm.
something like that.
Mhm.
And I got off. I was so mad because I had to go. Right, I said, "Oh, they're so annoying," and they're like, "What?"
Everyone
I
can hear
forgot
you.
about that.
One of those really awkward moments where everyone's gasping in shock in the room, and it's like the microphone's still going.
Yeah, they were like freaking out there. I didn't know to one of my friends that were in there. They're like, yeah, they all freaked out. They're like, I'm not annoying. I'm not annoying.
They were
I
definitely
was like,
annoying. We can
"Oh,
tell you now.
sorry."
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that though. I can understand it. I will say, um, I used to get a lot more younger kids play Halo than I did when I played like Call of Duty. You would get those that played Call of Duty, but they were the ones that were very openly talking in mic and not uh, caring what they said. Halo, at least they were just a bit more like, my dad let me play this. Can I play? And I'm like, no, get out, nerd. Like this is a bit of big boys
Video,
right now.
video.
Yeah, like we're trying to play serious right now. Um, but that's pretty cool though. And like again, just as a thing, like, do you think you'll ever pick up any first-person shooters like that again, or do you feel like that's just a part of you know moving on, finding new things?
I think if I have the time to do it, I don't mind because at some point I want to get back into doing the 10 hours to 12 hours of streams, just no lifing it and just play it for a
Yeah,
long time on stream.
I mean that's the hardest part because again, I'm not gonna say what you're studying or anything unless you want to tell everyone. But I know you've been studying super fucking hard. Like every time I get to talk to you, you were just like, ugh, I'm so burnt out. um,
I was so burnt out, but I'm on externship, so I'm just kind of chilling, but at the same time, not.
yeah. Well, because again, like what you're studying as well is like super intense, and I don't know how personally you have the energy to then be like, I'm also going to stream, and you stream at like random times. Just for anyone that's in chat, the like I don't think you've got a schedule from what I know. I just normally see you pop up on my phone, and it'll be like Snow is streaming, and I'll be like, oh shit.
Before attending the college that I'm at right now, I used to be able to have a schedule every week, and I would have some things planned a month or two in advance. And now it's like, look, just watch out for those notifications.
Yeah, I
Watch
I
out.
I do my best to as well, because again, like it's one of those that I'll catch you on like here, there, and everywhere. If anything, I do know usually the consistent time I can catch Snow on is with Abby for Baldur's Gate. That's usually the time that I'm like, okay, Friday nights is more of a Baldur's Gate night. And once again, I love watching the chaos that ensues on anyone's Baldur's Gate streams, but you and Abby just have this chemistry, this connection. Like,
Wait, I'm not the only one.
no, no, you do, and it
Yeah,
is
we do.
it's one of those things that is like so wholesome and loving, but at the same time, it's just chaotic. Like
Yeah.
you two together are like a nightmare, but a dream. It's funny as fuck watching you guys, and then like even just the fact that like you've got the same wavelength of like ideas of how to go about this part. Like like I don't know. I remember watching a stream with you and Abby, and it was during the Act 2 in the like forest where it's all dark. I can't think what it's called. Not the Underdark, but the other part. By Moonrise Towers. And then you guys were all
Mhm.
like sat there for like 5-6 minutes strategizing, like, how do we go about this? And then Abby just goes fireball and then blows you all up.
Yeah.
I was like, what? No. And you're like, well, we've got like 6 health left. But it worked. And meanwhile, everyone's like, oh no, oh God. And it's just like,
I don't know if I would have her in my party though. Like if it was a real life experience, I wouldn't.
you wouldn't
I
you
don't
wouldn't
know.
take her on that?
I wouldn't know. I'd probably put her in a bubble, like just stay there.
Yeah, just you sit over here. But what I loved is that you guys didn't like reload the save. You just rolled with it. It's like, this is Abby right now. Sorry guys. Half the party's nearly dead. Uh, but what do I do now? Also, Astarion was sneaking, he's out of sneak, like he's got to figure it out. But that's what I can tell you, like, is with your streams and that as well, like obviously you're one part of that. So when I come into your streams, there's the same energy in a lot of games where it's just like you just seem to get in situations and just roll with it. Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm panicking watching you. Like on Resident Evil, and you're just there like, well, I guess I'll just get the shotgun, and oops, run out of shotgun, and I'm there like, oh my god, I'm stressing out, and you're like, I'm stuck against the wall, you know. You just have this
Yeah, especially in
level-headedness.
all the games that I play where I just go with the flow.
Well, it is awesome to watch. And then you also, on top of that, you cosplay as well. So you've
Right.
done some cosplay streams on top of you do it, IRL. Um, so what's the experience like for you, just as a cosplayer, the communities that you're in?
The community, it's like any other one. I mean, it's pretty similar to um I don't know how to say it, like the VTuber community.
Okay.
I mean, it has its good and its bad, so it's pretty similar on that. Just to
Matt,
get
just wait a second. Leah's Wukong just came on. We got some Sailor Moon in our ear, so it's drowning a little bit. But there we go. All right. So we heard it's similar to the VTuber in that there's good and there's bad.
Yes. I mean, it's pretty competitive. Um, there's like good aspects to it, but also you just have to be careful what you say, what who to hang out with. It's a bit stressful
Is it almost like
because
clicky in that sense? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it is a bit
It's a
clicky.
bit Mean Girls over there, like.
Yeah. But I mean, if you just surround yourself with like really nice people that avoid that kind of stuff, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I mean, I think that's very similar to a lot of Twitch, really. Maybe it's just in the sphere of whenever like a community enjoys something, maybe is probably the best way to put it. Because I guess some people would say that about sports, whatever. But like, I guess if you're just finding your people and the right people to be around, I know that like you as a streamer have introduced me to some cosplayers, things like that. Um, all super wonderful people, and same kind of energy as you, like very supportive of each other. Um, I you, I have never seen people hype each other up as much as cosplayers when they're like, "Oh my god, like your cosplay is incredible," or like, like you really pulled it off, or it suits you, things like that. Like you managed to, and I think that's super awesome because this is something that you guys are passionate about, and then you have the right people around.
I mean, it's more, I mean, personally, it's more of a hobby
Mm.
for me because I have two friends of mine that are the first two people that I did cosplay events with. They're so crafty. I don't know where they get it from.
Not
I don't know.
crafty as in the sneaky, like as in like crafty as in they
No,
can
no,
make
not the
stuff.
evil
Not the
kind.
little. They're so
Not the
crafty.
Yeah. But yeah, they just I don't know, they go out of their way. They go to thrift stores, they go to discount stores and everything. They just pull out cosplays out of there that look really good, that look more expensive than the ones over $100 that you'd buy online.
They just have that eye
And I
for
love
it.
it.
You think that they
They
just see
do.
something and they can envision how to make it.
Yeah,
Is
and they just do it.
I mean, have you had experiences of that? Like, say you're just wandering around and you've seen an item and you've been like, that looks a little bit like X or Y, or have you ever had the moments like that and then built something around that?
Idea, but then actually get into it, I'm just like, it's not working out. I'm
It's
gonna
not
hire
working
somebody else
out.
to do it. Yeah.
I I completely feel you. I mean, as I was growing up, obviously, as we said back in my day, like um, things like cosplay and stuff was like for the super nerds. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
right? And so, like, I was already a bit like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do this. But then I was so passionate about games and things like that. So, like, I would always see that. I'd be like, "Oh, that would make for a really great thing." So, like, one of the things I used to do was buy Nerf guns and then paint them like as guns from games or whatever. Like the first time I seen it, it was like there was a pistol that looked like something from Mass Effect. And then I was like, oh, I got the idea. And then I sold it. And someone was like, this will go great with my cosplay of Commander Shepard and that. And I'm like, oh, like you can do this without getting the shit kicked out of you. But
Literally.
literally, but and then I did the same. I started building an ODST armor cosplay because again, I was artistically inclined to a degree, but I'm someone that I can see it in my head. I just can't make it. So like,
Yeah, same.
yeah. So I start cutting and I start doing the thing, and then I'm like, this did not look half as good as it did in my head. Um, you know, I think we're just gonna put that to the side. Um, but what are some of the like cosplays that you've enjoyed doing?
My favorite is the Raftalia cosplay.
Rough Tali, you're gonna have to explain to me because
Raftalia?
yeah,
Okay. Raftalia is a demi-human,
okay.
which she's half raccoon, half human. And it's from the anime. Oh my gosh. What is it called? Rise of the Shield Hero. That's
See,
what it's called.
you guys kind of amaze me how that like again I'm newer to anime and stuff, and then I'm around a lot of people that are just like it's from this anime. I would have never have like even thought Rise of the Shield of the I'm just like,
The
is it
Rise of
Attack
the
on
Shield
Titan?
Hero?
I know
Yeah.
that one. But so a half raccoon demigod, like is that one that you've gone like all out for? Is it one that you just have over time continued to add to it and then that's why you enjoy it? Is it just the character that you can portray as it?
It's both. Well, I want to get a better cosplay for her. I'm still getting it made, but I also want to get one that's already made so I can
Okay.
get photos. And I need the props for it, her sword, and
So it's
everything.
it's an ongoing project then, because
Yeah. I'm just, broke college students, just, kind of rough right now. But afterwards, no one's holding me back.
when I get my adult money back, that's it,
Yeah,
But
it's over.
I think that's super awesome because, um, like again, one having a passion for things and then finally having the means to get what you want, right? Like, cause I remember buying a lot of like nerdy shit. And people were like, "Oh, why don't you spend your money on something else?" And I'm like, "Cause I want the fucking energy sword on my wall. Like, why do I not want that from Halo? Like,
The
I can
energy
afford
sword is
to.
the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can, like, in fact, because saying about like going on that deployment and stuff, I was super excited because one day I was bored and like how I was hanging out with people like yourself and out on Twitch, and then I was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna look up if they make an ODST helmet, right? Because I spent fucking days trying to build that thing, and now with 3D printers and things like that, looked it up, $100. for like it's behind me on the shelf because I fucking bought it in the end. I was like, I have money to just buy these things now. I can be happy and just buy it, you know. Um, so I get the love of the crafting it yourself, making it your own. But I'm so thankful there's people out there that just go, I've already thought of this, I got you. I'll make it for you. You know. I have a template, I have everything. Is there any upcoming cosplays you've got going on then,
Ooh.
or is it top secret? Am I not allowed to know?
The female Leon cosplay is on my list right now.
Female Leon. All right, all right.
Yeah, Leon.
I mean, if you want, I got a black plate carrier you can have. Like,
Okay.
you know, because I don't use it anymore. Uh, but I don't know about the rest of it. I mean, is there any events or anything that you're looking forward to? Again, you don't have to specify exactly where if you're not comfortable doing that. But like, have you got anything coming up? Because I know that at one point you were actually working at one of the cons, correct?
Yes, I was.
So is there anything coming up that you're like super stoked for, or trying to, or is life just too busy right now?
I don't know when is the next con. I'm thinking January is the next.
Damn, that's a way
Not
off.
January. So yeah, no, June. June's
Oh,
the
I
next
was
con.
about to say that's like a year,
Yeah, I
well,
don't know
half a year
why I
away.
thought we were already at the end of the year.
It's
It
been a
didn't
it's
end
been a long
sometimes.
year for you. That's why. That's what it is.
It's
It's
so
just like
long.
you're only halfway through. It's been a long year.
I'm so over it because I repeated a class for 3 months. So
Three
that same
months.
class for 3 months. Yeah, 3 months.
I mean,
And
well, like I
then
said.
if I didn't pass it, I'd be kicked out per
Oh,
se.
okay.
So
I'm
I
with
would,
you. Like, but I was gonna say like the stuff you're learning is very, very intense, and you
yeah,
want someone to know what they're doing, not just pass. You know, like I can understand
yeah,
why they're pretty strict with like, you know, the stuff you're looking into because I don't know. I've recently been around a lot of people that like because the military pays for degrees and things like that. They're just like, well, I just need a degree, and then they'll use like Chat GPT for everything. And I'm like, I really hope you never go into the field that you studied for because you won't know anything. You just Chat
what's
GPT.
what's funny is like, have you ever seen those videos where it said, "Oh, that they're dealing with a patient, right?" And they said, "Oh, can you give me a sec?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." And it's like how to do acrylic nails, or how to do an X-ray, or how to do surgery for open heart surgery, something like that.
Yeah,
I
like
cannot tell you how true that is in the field. I cannot tell you how
so
true.
there's people just going like, just give me a second, real quick,
Yeah.
frantically googling like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like emergency tracheotomy. Oh god, this was not what I thought it was. Like, do we have to do that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I can see it though. Like, there's a level of it. I get it. Just get your degree, do your thing. But yeah, I can see it with your profession that you want to go into. That you know, probably not the best idea. But like again, that's kind of crazy that in the sense that like you've been treading water a little bit for those 3 months because like even that must just be so stressful. Like, oh, I just want to get done with this part and move on and
Mostly
mostly.
because mostly because I don't mind talking about what I'm studying for.
Hmm.
So what I'm studying for is for radiology. So right now I'm working towards my radiology tech studies on that. So I finished the first year, and those were the in-person classes. And then you do your externship, which is about 500 hours.
Damn. Okay.
Let me see.
She's
Yeah.
frantically googling. Like,
Yeah. It's 500 hours. So at least right now, my schedule's kind of set. So I'll do 3 days, 13-hour shifts back to back.
yeah,
And then I'll have 4 days off.
but that's what I mean is like that's why like I'm surprised that you're able to keep up with everything else. Like I'd be so burnt out doing that, as well as studying it and stuff. Like it's not just doing the practical stuff. You're still studying and
Oh no. It's
learning.
a lot of physics. I didn't know there was a lot of physics in it.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have not really guessed that either. At best, I would go X-rays are part of physics, right? I don't, like.
Yeah, the whole process about electrons and then how they're converted into photons that are used for the X-rays.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And meanwhile, I'm just like, this makes a pretty picture. Like, it does the thing. It shows me.
Yeah.
I might eventually get you to look at some X-rays, all right? Because I'm pretty sure they're lying to me about how broken I am. But you know,
Yeah,
um,
I love looking at X-rays all day.
I think it's
It's like,
certainly an impressive skill when I look at it and I go, okay, yeah, I can obviously see that this is broken like this, but then there's like the small little things that you guys look at that are just like, and then I try and read the medical verbiage on it, and I'm like, dude, I'm so lost. All right, like, what does this even mean? And then I'll Google it, and it goes, you hurt your back, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
yeah, I don't know. There was a thing where people don't know that they would have a condition, right? Until they get injured, come
Yeah.
in, get an X-ray done. They're like, "Oh, turns out you have this," which I don't remember the name, what it is, but you know how your spine is like on the side, it overlaps on each other. It's on top of each other.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, one of those discs can actually get dug in underneath,
Oh.
like the little hole, like the spacing that you have. I didn't know that was a thing.
I I mean, I'm hearing a lot of like horror stories about like one of my sergeants right now is like going through back surgery and stuff because I hear a lot about like herniated discs and things like that and like bulging discs and stuff. And they're like, I just thought my back was sore, and then like next thing they're like, oh yeah, you have no cartilage between your spine. It's just
Mhm.
grinding right now. And I'm like,
Your
oh.
spondylosis, all those kinds of things. It's crazy.
But I mean, it's super impressive to me. I'm not just saying that. That like, and I prefer to say healthcare workers and educators. They're the real heroes out there because I know I couldn't do that. Even though I've been looking at vet school and that, and now I'm really deterred because I'm just like, damn, what you guys do already. I'm like, at least you know someone can tell me, oh, I think I need an X-ray on my back. It hurts. An animal's just like, I don't know what hurts. I just hurt. So
Yeah.
I
For
think
them, it's
it's
more thorough testing
yeah, like
to
you just got
find
to
out what
check
it is.
everything. Whereas at least hopefully, for you guys, it's a bit more clear cut of what you're trying to look for here. Um,
Mhm.
but I think it's awesome. And so how long have you got left overall? Do you think
I want to say mid-June or so.
mid June? And is that
Mid-June.
is like I don't know how it works with you guys. Like, do you already have like jobs lined up for that? So like, or are you going to be taking a break from everything for a little bit and try and decompress? Or
Well, I already got offered a job there, so I just need to wait.
okay, well, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, congratulations on that part.
Cute.
Because I was going to say like in terms of like getting a chance for yourself again to stream, to play games, decompress, and that. I didn't know if you would get much of a chance to do so, especially as you were saying you're playing some of these big epic games. Oh, speak of her,
Mhm.
speak of her. Abby's here, everyone.
Abby, you should have heard what this man is saying.
What? A little old me? There's no way. Look, I'll gloss
No
over it
evidence.
with a cheeky little custom shout out for Abby there. But I was just saying wonderful vibes. Let's put it at that. Like when you two get together, and it's not just you guys. Like you guys have built up like a really amazing, loving community of people yourselves. Um, a really big group of friends as well. BBL claps all around. Uh, but um, it's really wholesome and that to see as well, because especially because you guys can't stream as often, you guys still have that really strong love and support. Whenever you do stream, it's not like, oh god, Snow's finally streaming again. Oh, everyone's super excited for you. You know, and Gabby a shout out as well. But how has that been as a journey through Twitch then for you? Like, where did you start
Like
off with
streaming.
Twitch? Yeah, streaming in
Oh,
general.
when did I start off? Okay, another one. So I think at that time I don't even know. Oh yeah, okay. I was I dated someone at the time. They're like, you know what? I think you'd be great to stream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to stream? What is that? So they're like, yeah, on Twitch, you go on there, you play game, you talk to people, you just say a lot of random things. And I was like, okay, okay. They're like, yeah, yeah, I think you should go for it, and this and that. So I just made the account. I didn't think much of it until I started working at a clinic for something else
Hmm.
that I studied for. And I said, okay, I have time. Why don't I just start streaming? And at that time, I was working full time. It was the 8 to 5 usual schedule, be off on weekends. And then that was when COVID happened too,
Okay.
I think. So I don't know how I did it, but I started playing DBD for about 10 to 12 hours, the 2 days. 2 days or so. Or right after work, I said, let me get ready. Just grab some food, go home, change, refresh my makeup, and start streaming. That's what I
Damn.
did.
For 10 to 12 hours as well. Not just,
Ye-
a
Yeah,
cheeky little one like I do, 2 hours. The 12 hours.
yeah. And during the week, I would just stream as soon as I got home, stream, and then didn't go to sleep till about 12 or so.
I mean, the joys of being young. Again, I'm joking, but like, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
from there, like, what was your I'm trying to think of the right verbiage here, but like, what was your response with that? Like, did you get a lot of like people rallied to support you doing these long streams? Was it more like just people coming in and out? Was there like your
Mm,
regulars and then just people coming in from the game?
I had, I don't know how to explain it. So long ago.
I understand. I'm just
Mm, but actually, I got my first couple mods from them being there consistently
okay.
from DBD.
Yeah.
And then I would play, I don't know if it was COD, but I had some local friends also ask me if I streamed. I said yes. So I would play with them while also playing COD. And I think I also played The Witcher 3 at some point at that time.
Just kind of
And then,
experimenting, dabbling a bit with different genres and
yeah, a little
styles.
bit. But the main one was DBD. I lived and breathed that game.
I mean, I do now pretty much, and there's some people in here like Nicole who used to be all about DBD and stuff, but I don't know if now the community's a bit different from when you were streaming like 12 hours. I don't know if I could do a 12-hour stream on DBD. I think I'd go insane, but
I don't know, but I don't think there was a lot of streamers that would play it at that time. 'Cause it was still
okay.
pretty new too. So I think that also kind of got me a little boost up there
Yeah,
for
just kind
the
of
views a little bit. That could be
jumping in on the train a
someone to
little
click
bit.
on. Yeah.
Because I don't really watch other platforms for streaming, but am I correct in saying that you also stream on other platforms or did?
Well, before Twitch, I actually would IRL stream on You Now. That's what I
You
would do.
know?
Yeah, it's
I've never heard of
old.
it. This is
It's
how under a
old.
rock I feel.
It's
What was?
it's still going apparently, but yeah, it's called You Now, and I would I had that going on while I also had my Vine.
Oh,
So I was
Vine.
building both my platforms at the same time while in high school, which back then, why were you doing that as a high schooler?
I
Don't be
mean,
doing that. But I
we.
mean, it was kind of my getaway
I was gonna say we
from
also say that like why high school. Now I wish I knew about Twitch and stuff and like properly when I was in school because look at where some people are with it, you know, because they
yeah,
just
I
were
wish
consistent.
back then. Yeah.
Well, Vine,
For me would be
R.I.P. Like you know,
man,
some
I missed that platform because I had a nice following there.
yeah.
Let me just say that. I had a nice
And
following there.
I loved the way the content worked. You know, like those little 6 minute at 6 seconds. Sorry, like you had to be smart about what you were posting and that. Like, you know, you had to be funny or you had to be educational. You had to be whatever. Like, you had 6 seconds. Like, that's nothing. Like, but
Yeah,
people would make
and
like whole ass movies in 6 seconds.
it's a lot of editing for those couple seconds if you really want people to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, RIP to Vine, but are you one for things like TikTok and that now, or not so much?
Um, Not so much right now because I don't have the time for
Yeah.
that yet.
Okay.
But once I get my adult money, it's over.
It's back again. All right, I'm getting
I'll be
back on the
back in the
horse.
game.
So for right now, the predominant thing is like is Twitch streaming when you can, um, you know, and then like are you gonna do any more things like IRL streaming on Twitch, or are you just gonna try and focus on gameplay, things like that?
Well, I want to hire an editor to edit all my stuff so I can start posting that
Okay,
on YouTube, TikTok, everything else.
I don't
And
know.
talk to my photographers, do my cosplay stuff, do the events, the cosplay events and everything. Because, man, I really miss modeling for cars. I
Modeling for
really miss them.
cars? Okay.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
new bit of information I didn't know about you, Snow. You modeled for cars?
Hmm.
Interesting. It looks on Google like Alpha Snowflake previous life, like, you know.
Right.
Well, how did you fall into that kind of line of work then, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm just saying, I know I did a lot of photography for people that like were trying to build portfolios and things, and I was just someone because I had a camera that they were like, you know, can you take some photos for me? And I was like, sure, you know, like. So how did you manage to fall into that sort of stuff?
For that one, it was after I hired a what you call it, a personal trainer, and I started working out. I said, okay, I think I look good right now. So, and on one of my social medias, I saw one of this mutual person that would model.
Hmm.
I said, "Oh man, like that looks really fun. I want to do that. I mean, I like cars. I like to be knowledgeable in that, even though I probably don't know crap about it. But I want to know. I want to get into that."
Yeah.
And I started. Uh, I bought my camera, and then the one that I use for stream that randomly dies out on me.
Well, she's still
So
going though. She's still
she's still going.
she's a
She's still
trooper.
going. Yeah. So I had one of my friends take pictures, and then from there, I got introduced to other photographers from there and just kind of network from that.
So again,
And
you already
then,
had some experience of things like networking and things coming over to new platforms. That's a good experience to have then, is like, you know, because a lot of things in life are who you know, not what you know, and things. But
right.
you have to still have the drive behind that, you know, to be like, I want to do this and stuff. So it's really interesting. I mean, I was just like looking through and I was like, I don't think anyone here right now is like heavily on editing or anything. Otherwise, you know, same thing. I would try and put you with people I know, or you know, like the same with I was actually talking to Coravex about, you know, camera work and that because like I haven't taken photos properly in forever, but like I know there's like some people that if they're nearby or whatever, like always down to be like, yeah, sure, like I'll go to this con anyway. I'll see you there or whatever, you know. Um, so I hope you find the right people that are gonna help boost your, you know, your wants and drives for that. You know, get back into it. Like you said, hopefully as well, it's because things aren't cheap nowadays. Hiring a
No, they're not.
photographer,
Everything's getting more expensive.
yeah, like hiring a photographer, you're like, damn, and then you realize the amount of work that does go into it. I know Leah is a photographer by trade, and things, and so like I'm definitely not knocking it because people have got to eat, people have got to live. Like there's a lot of work behind the scenes, but for when you're just in that moment of you're like, I would love to hire someone to do this, and then you're like, oh God, like you know, I hope I
Yeah.
get a
I
job
mean,
at this.
they get decent prices from what I've learned is whenever you go to the conventions, you'll
Hmm.
see the photographers there. You ask them, they don't charge that much because they're trying to still build up their portfolios.
Yeah.
It's a constant thing that they're doing that.
And hopefully, the cheaper they're making it at the con for themselves, the more business they're going to get, you know,
Yeah.
rather than outpricing themselves, which seems to be like kind of a problem right now, is where a lot of people are just like, well, you know, I don't have much business, so I have to raise my prices, and then in turn they're hurting themselves. So that makes sense. Like, I've only ever really been to gaming conventions, so I don't know how it really works. But is there a lot of people that are like there to take photos and try and earn money that way?
Yeah, or even the event coordinators too that have their photographers there. They're also good people to ask about that.
Okay, yeah, I've never really even thought about that because I obviously know with gaming conventions and that they normally do things like a cosplay like showcase or something or like a little like
Mm.
judging panel and stuff, but like I've never really seen like people selling their skills in that sense. Should I put it like, oh, I'll take photos for you for $20, you know, like
Yeah.
type thing. But that's not actually a
Yeah,
bad idea.
yeah, it's really good. And I'm pretty fortunate that I have some photographers that don't even charge me. They're like, I already know. Just come in here, like whatever you want to do a shoot, it's fine. I said, are you sure? Like I can pay you. They're like, no, yeah, fine. Because they like working with me and then of course, well, they like to build up the portfolio.
Yeah, and again, that's a good way of like having that understanding with you, and you know, I feel like okay, we're mutually benefiting each other, but like even as a friendship, like hey, I get like if ever there's issues with the work or whatever, you're actually on good terms rather than just
Yeah.
like you used my footage without talking to me or what or my
Yeah, and I actually have forms that you can actually get from Etsy, I believe, as well. You can type it out yourself. There, you both mutually sign that there's,
like a
let's say, bad
consent form in a
blood comes
sense,
in.
like
Yeah, when legal issues have to happen, it's like, no, you signed,
yeah.
so that can happen.
I
That
was gonna
happens.
say it reminds me of those episodes of like Judge Judy and stuff where like for ages you're watching it and you're like, oh, he might get away with it, and then all of a sudden, bam, the consent form, like
Yeah,
no evidence C state, and they're like, oh, get wrecked, you know. But that's really good that like people have made that available to you, like so easily. Because like again, even like legal documentation and stuff, like that's a nightmare in itself. Like the jargon and that used that you're just like, well, it doesn't really cover you because he used it on a birthday cake that he got at Costco, and you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah.
well, he didn't use it on any. You specifically said like merchandise or so. So it's good there's people looking out for you, in that sense, and making it more fun for you guys so you don't have to worry about all that. Um, but is it overall something that like as you said, like cosplaying and modeling, etc., is like a hobby at the moment? Is it something that you see yourself doing in the future more as a career thing, or is it just I enjoy it, so why make it more than it is?
It's a hobby because with my big girl job, I just have other things in mind
I
that I want
love
to
the
make
fist
for
pump.
passive income. Yeah, my big girl job.
Yeah. No, I,
Yeah.
I, I can understand that. And I also feel like, you're studying so hard to do your big girl job. Uh,
Yeah.
like, it's like, I mean, obviously, all I can wish you is success in that whatever field you're in. But if it's just like something you're enjoying and you've studied so hard to do all this, and you know, then why not enjoy it just being a hobby? Um, in the meantime, but I was gonna say because like I don't know as well. Like even things like conventions and stuff are starting to get expensive to get to. um,
They are.
like we looked at TwitchCon alone and we were like, oh god, like like that's a lot of money plus travel, plus hotels, plus you know. So you gotta hope that you got a good group of people around you to kind of either help split the cost or make it worthwhile to go to, I guess. But you know, so
Exactly.
I was gonna say one. I looked at your photos from the last con you did. It looked like you had a good group of people with you, and I can imagine that makes all the difference instead of doing these things alone.
Honestly, it does because it sometimes I've had scary situations where I got followed
Hmm.
around because when I would work with my sponsor at their booths, I would get the same customers for the 3 days
Hmm.
because it'll be 3-day conventions or maybe two, but it's mostly 3 days. And then I noticed someone would visit my booth, from lunchtime. Like as soon as you come in the morning, they're right there.
Like,
Or at lunchtime again, or they pass around. Like as you're working, they try to intervene and try to talk to you. You're like, what is going on?
yeah, like,
So I had to contact my friends from there, so they would help me like hide me per se, or like contact security and all that. And it's just a whole process, and I that helps a lot more when you're surrounded by good people
hmm.
than being alone.
So like that brings up a topic that I actually kind of like briefed someone on recently because it was like her first convention, and she's
Mhm.
like cosplaying as like Ada Wong, for example, right now, and
Yeah.
I was like trying to explain to her. I was like, I don't mean this in like a mean way because people are dicks. Like people really are. Like, and they feel like every time I've spoke to at least like one friend, they've had at least one experience where like say someone is too touchy when they're trying to get photos with them, or they're like, oh, but
Mhm.
you clearly want the attention because you're dressed as this character or whatever, or like obviously things like catcalling, whatever, like but then also like that level that like you said, that must be really scary, just constantly seeing the same face and then being like, after this convention I've got to go to a hotel or I've got to go somewhere, and you know and I really really hate that we're in a place where people's mentality is that, like, because you're there because of a passion for it, a love of it, wanting to have fun, and then to be on edge all the time of just like, "Ugh, I really hope this guy doesn't come around or this girl, whatever." I've seen it go both ways, like, but yeah, like, how? So you're saying like normally you just deal with that? Do you? I guess what I'm gonna get at is like, do you get a good response from people around you that help prevent that? Like, is security good at being like, hey, we're gonna look out for this person, or do they kind of blow it off and be like, you paid to be in here? You know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah. Once they know, then yeah, they do take care of it as swiftly as possible. Because at the end of the day, they don't want any issues like that because they want more people to come.
hmm,
And if there's that consistently, they're not able to do their job, then they're going to lose money.
that's reassuring to hear though, because I do know I'm talking man. I think I went to like my first Eurogamer at like it was like 2016, maybe a little bit prior to that. Like that was like an issue that was happening, and then like the security there were terrible, and it really pissed me off because I was just like, this guy's like constantly trying to buy back in and try and get photos with them or like be handsy and stuff. Like in the end, like a lot of us were like, I want to throw hands right now, like the fuck, like,
Yeah, like you
but
want to throw hands, but also you can't get kicked out at the same time.
yeah, so you're like, damn, like where's the balance? But like eventually, like they did do something about him. I didn't see him around these people, but like it's a scary thing that we're in a world where people can feel that's the right answer. Is like, well, you dressed up, so you clearly want attention, or you're asking for me to want to, constantly bother you for photos and things like that. Like when you're just like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm here
And
to vibe.
the crazy thing that it still happens, even if you're not even dressed up, you're just there to have fun, chill, and everything, which
And then you just get these
it's
people that are a little bit
crazy.
obsessive or trying to shoot their
Yeah.
shot and they didn't have a chance anyway, But
Right.
I mean, on behalf of people, I'm sorry that happens to you. I can't say, specifically it's on anyone, but these people need to, chill the fuck out. um, I'm glad at least things like that you've had good experiences with doing it all, and it hasn't deterred you, from just being like, you know what, it's not worth it. So much so, like I said, like you enjoyed working at it and stuff, which again is a whole different ball game than experiencing a con. Because you're not just like wandering around doing your thing. You're now in the thick of it. Like,
Yeah.
so again, in terms of conventions and that, what are the ones that you prefer to go to? Is it anime conventions? Is it like gaming? Is it
The most fun ones are the anime conventions. Those are the hugest ones you can go to. The longest ones as well. There's a lot more events going on. But secondarily, I like the gaming cons. Even though it's really small, but I like it because I also want to get into tournaments again.
ooh?
Yeah.
What sort of tournaments do you like to try and jump in on if you can?
I gotta see what options they have, but for sure, shooters
Okay.
on that. And then I also want to learn how to play Magic
Oh, okay.
because they do have tournaments for that as well. And then the Smash.
Some
Bros.
Smash Bros. I've
Some
seen very
Smash.
very intense Smash Bros tournaments, and it's worse than like the Call of Duty ones and stuff I've seen. Like,
Yeah, you're on edge
yeah, it's
for
just
those.
and the hype for it is just so real as well. Like people are like doing that crazy analytics next to you as you're watching them, and they're like, if he does this, he can do this and this and that. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just button mashing. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know. And then they're like, oh, but he's playing as Ness, and if he, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know what is going on right now. Um, but that's pretty dope that you like jumping into the tournaments. Have you ever been to anything where you've like pre-signed up for tournaments?
Couple before.
A couple, and if you want to share with anyone, you don't have to. Like, how far did you get with those? What were they like?
The one that I do remember is one that's locally, but you kind of had to drive a little bit more. And I did it with my oldest nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's never been to one of those before. And I said, okay, well, you're already old enough. You're 18 and everything. Let's get you signed up. Let's get you signed up. You can play with me and see how it goes, right? He's like, okay, okay. So we would practice whenever I'd go over or they come over or online, etc. Because their schedule's way different than mine. And then he said, I think I'm ready. So we went and of course checked everything that you're signed in. And then because we paid before, about a week or two before the event. Go in, but they set you up on these like PCs, like a PC lounge
Yeah.
kind of deal. And I don't know how they organized it where you can play it either on the same screen or on one console kind of thing. I don't know. It looked really complicated. But I was just amazed like, I'm like, how do they do this?
Just get into it more, learn more about it, and I mean that's pretty cool as well. That like your family and that were like at least willing to be like, all right, I'm willing to experience this side of it now. You kind of convince them a bit to be like, you're ready, all right, like, and take that plunge. Um, because again, like it's I know times are are shifting a little bit in terms of how do I put it? The perception of gaming and things like that. But it's also super awesome to have someone within the immediate sphere of people that's so supportive of that. Like I can't really imagine a lot of people I know family wise that would have been like, hey, I think you should do tournaments and I'm gonna sign you up and you're old enough and I'm gonna go with you and I'm gonna enjoy this. Um so I think that's
Yeah.
really sweet and awesome of you to do that.
And they win because, I'm the one who drives, I'm the one who feeds them.
Yeah, like if you're telling me to do it, you're gonna definitely bring like you're gonna make me this worthwhile for me, right? Like I'm not,
They're
I'm,
like, "Oh, I'm gonna take pictures of like cute like anime women over there." I'm like, okay,
yeah, just
I
like
got you.
all right. You want a picture with them,
It's like, okay, fine, they're my friend. Let me go get them.
with them. I got the hookups. I got all the
Yeah,
friends,
I got it.
you know. See, like Applied Kingdom is here saying as well. Like I miss doing gaming tournaments and cosplay content and contests. Sorry. Um, And I think this is a really great thing about Twitch and stuff as well. And it's kind of like a reoccurring theme that comes up with the podcast, with everything, is that like you get to be around people that have similar interests, right? So, like, how many of these people that you've got to know have you met through factors like Twitch or the internet, should I say, like that?
That I have similar interests with on that.
Yeah, or like meet up with at these cons and things.
Mm, trying to think. I think less than 20
Okay.
or so.
But it's like I feel like because again, overall, it definitely helps strengthen it. Where it's like we were discussing about the fact that um, a lot of the people in real life may have different interests or whatever and stuff, and then so like Twitch and stuff is a great way to find people that have similar interests to you that like you feel comfortable enough around to be like, all right, you know, if you're going to this con, I'll be there. Do you want to meet up? Type thing. Sorry, it's because I'm like leaning right now. My back is fucking killing me. My bad. But
Yeah, it's
um,
definitely separated my friend groups from the cosplayers and the like the streaming gaming. It's separate. And there's very few that are mixed in together from both. But I appreciate them too because they know what's going on from both ends. So it's just a lot more to talk about, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, I get it. And then you got yeah, you've got your people that like you can go to for this or that. And again, some of these overlap. Like obviously, we got people here that are also like huge gamers, and then they also cosplay things like that. So it's nice to have those different circles of people that you can go to and be like, like I mean, I like I said, I don't really know the whole anime world, but like everyone I'm coming across is like, you got to watch this or you got to do this or I'm cosplaying as this character and I'm just like, I support you because I don't know what that means, but
You're
like
like, yeah,
yeah,
you're like a great cheerleader for them.
exactly. I'm like, go be you, do like be happy, and then equally so, like I could say something like, oh, I want to cosplay this, and then someone's like, you know, what's that from? And I'll say some like obscure PlayStation 2 game that we were talking about, and then they're like, never heard of it. So I think at the end of the day, it's just nice to be around people that are passionate, supportive, and every time I've been in your Twitch, I've seen your socials, which I know you're bigger on Twitter than everything
Yeah.
else. That's probably my least. Actually, TikTok is, but like, 'cause I don't even have TikTok. But Twitter isn't mine. But like, every time, for whatever reason, I click that, you're like one of the first people that comes up on there. Like, maybe it's the algorithm, maybe it's just how active you are. But I always see the
Like a
level of
boy.
support people have for you for those things, and I think that's incredible. You know, so like kudos to you for finding good people, like you said, around you. Um, Applied Kingdom also says, I have a very long and extensive list of cosplays I want to do, just not enough time. Seems to be the common factor, time and money.
Time and money,
And then if you
the
have
greatest nerfs
time,
of this world.
right? Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things with everything. If you have time, it's because you're not working, so you don't have money, right? But then if you're working, you don't have time, but you have the money side of it, and
Yeah.
so you're kind of in a catch-22 of trying to split the difference there. But also as well, whilst I've got some people in chat that are active, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask either Snow or myself with these things. Like, we're here to be with you guys as well. But this is obviously ultimately a highlight on the wonderful Miss Alpha Snowflake. So if you're enjoying her vibes, please go show her some love on her channel. Which for some reason now it's not letting me shout out, but it's all right. I've got it. I've got it. It's cracked. It's pinned at the top as well. But yeah, like please feel free to ask questions if you have any. I know a lot of people are lurking and just enjoying the conversation.
I do want to mention, especially like if you have the money for it, there's people on Etsy that can make the cosplays for you. You tell them, hey, I want this cosplay, I want this and this and this, and they'll give you a price for it.
I'm just taking notes real quick, like, because I feel like I'm at that point where I'm just like, dude, part of me wants to do these things, and then I'm just like, I don't know. I hope they can make it in a couple of like months so that I can do this thing.
Yeah, even local cosplayers, if you talk to them, if they have booths and everything, ask them how they make their cosplays, or even if they are looking or taking in commissions on all that. It's also cost effective too, because they're also learning.
Okay, so it's kind of like going to the apprentice tattoo artist. Like it may not be the best work you've ever had, but they'll do their best, for a good price. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, you never know. Like that's what gives them their, like push of encouragement to keep doing more, and they kind of perfect their craft and that.
so once again, it's like that mutual like thing between you where like you accept this and they accept, hey, like I'm trying to learn. Um, does that work if you send them a picture? I guess there's got to be
Yeah, you can
measurements.
send pictures too.
Um, Applied Kingdom also says, question for Snow: if you've done any cosplays, what was your favorite one? We did cover this a little bit earlier, but if
A
you'd like
little
to tell,
bit. But I don't know, maybe I can change my
you
answer.
don't have to change it. Like you can just let Applied Kingdom know what it was. She might know what it is better than I would.
I'm trying to think because I have done a while. I mean, most of my cosplays are in my drawer, so over there. So I'm just kind of mentally thinking what I have in there and kind of think.
Flicking through the cosplay wardrobe, essentially, like.
Yeah, I'm looking through the files in my brain right now of the cosplay section. Um, I'm gonna stick to that one. I'm gonna stick with Reptalia from Shield Hero, Rise of the Shield Hero. I'll
So
stick with that one
do
for
you
now.
know that Applied Kingdom? Because I didn't, but you know, um,
But
I'm trying to
yeah,
think as
for
well.
the
I had a
Etsy,
I was gonna say there was a question that I had, and I didn't want to interrupt you. Oh, I was gonna say, do you find that once you have certain items for a cosplay or something, that some of them can be easily transferred, or do you have kind of more like very specific cosplays? I don't know. Do you have like certain items of clothes that you're like, this would work for this or this, or
yeah,
like you do? Because I was
I
gonna say
do.
like I've seen some people be like
Like first off, her bodysuits. Hello, bunny cosplays.
bunny cosplays for.
You can never go wrong with bunny cosplays.
Well, I mean that might also answer Doctor Dive's question, if you're willing to, answer it. Do you like sexy cosplays?
I do. I just need to start working out again.
Well, from behalf of myself, I think you look amazing as you are. But if you have goals to improve your health and feel better inside, that is like, something that I really do advocate for, where it's like, as long as you're comfortable with yourself, like, go for it. you know. Um,
Yeah. And I mean, I'm all about people doing whatever it takes for them to be happy with themselves, right? But I mean, if it even comes to surgery, I'm all for it too. Even I myself, I'm like, let me get that BBL. If this
I,
is not working out, I'm gonna get that BBL. I
I'm
don't care.
about to get a
I wanna
BBL,
look.
don't
I wanna look and feel good.
you know? God damn. I can say it as well as like if someone offered me like lipo, I wouldn't say no. But if you want to give me a BBL, fuck it, send it. Just you know?
Yeah, like damn. Like I actually found a doctor, a surgeon that does it while you're awake. I said that's a thing. I didn't know that because I have really bad anxiety when it comes to stuff like that. So I said, okay, yeah, you just tell him, yeah, just take all the fat here, put them in the boobs, then the
just
hips.
I mean, I'm working with a lot in the
Look,
boob section already,
you're just
you know.
watching so like freaking Star Wars or something while you're getting surgery. I'm like, oh yeah, what's up, doc?
just enjoying myself like I'm
I
getting better
would.
and I'm enjoying myself.
I
No.
would seriously just straight up be talking to the nurses or the doctors if I were to get that done and be like, "Can you put something for me, please? Like,
Yeah.
how's your day?" And
Just no, like
I would
one of
I
those
would
people
completely
when
do
it
that.
comes to tattoos and that, like that's just unfazed by it. But you know, um, so again, like I mean, like I said, I'm very supportive of people that want to, um, do it for themselves. That's the bit that I find is like more appealing as a person to be like, if you're doing it for yourself, do it. If you're doing it just for other people, then I would say you have nothing to worry about. Like, but there's a big difference with like, body positivity and self confidence,
Right.
because I know for
Never.
myself, like, I have terrible body dysmorphia, like I'm literally diagnosed with it. And then everyone else is like, you're fine. But in your head, you're just like, especially if you're trying to do something like cosplay and stuff, if you're not feeling it, then that's going to show with, everyone else is like, you look great, but you're not having a good time yourself doing it because you feel self conscious, right?
Right. And especially just do it for yourself and not for other people. Because I mean, people come and go.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, hopefully you're here for the long haul. That's what you can hope for, right? Is, hopefully you don't just come and
yeah.
go. Like, um,
No, well, you don't come and go. No, I'm just playing.
yeah.
But I mean,
I completely get
every
it though.
person.
Like, you're not wrong. And again, you do hope that some of these people are going to be around you and support you, whatever you do. And then other times, like you said, lives. People are there and they're like, I only really liked you when you were this certain female Leon character. Now I'm not interested because you don't relate to me, you know.
Uh,
But it's all like I said, as long as it's for yourself, then I don't mind like joking around with that. But like, I don't want anyone ever feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough for this or that. Like, and I think generally speaking, like a lot. Well, I think actually, I'll say, how we mentioned like cosplay communities, things like that are a bit clicky. I will say, like, yeah, you're gonna get your dickheads. But one of the things I love about cosplay is because there's passion behind it. That sometimes you'll just see
mhm.
someone that is like the complete opposite to what the character is, but they enjoy dressing up as them. And then you're like, fuck yeah, dude, go be Link from Zelda, even though you're like fucking 7 foot tall and 400 pounds. Fucking do it. Like, he's happy, he's chilling, Or this person is like, again, not the same build or anything as that character, but they're like, there's that fusion or there's that like, oh, I'm just comfortable, I'm being happy, and I think that's really, really awesome that, and then I hate people that are just like, dude, you don't look like it. Who gives a fuck? He's
Oh
having
my gosh, I
fun.
cannot stand that. Like, I will step on them in a way
Right?
that they won't
Good.
like it.
Yeah, just go fuck them up, Snow. Go fuck them up. Like, because it's just like, dude, they're just having fun. They're being happy. Like, you know, um, I'm just trying to catch up with chat as well a little bit. Do you like cake or melons? I hope we're talking about food there, Dr. Dive. Uh, you know, I think that was about the whole
Well,
BBL talk.
well, if it's regarding to the BBL, I think like a full C are nice. For
Give me just
myself,
two
we've already get
seconds. I
that.
hear the dogs fighting. Give me a second. I need
Okay.
to. I'll be back.
Okay, y'all. I'm the captain now. What's going on? You got a thigh tattoo? Oh my gosh. That's another thing I want to get this I want to get done this year. It's a tattoo. Somewhere where no one can see it though. I've seen red tattoos, red tinted tattoos. I think those are really pretty. Because you know how usually they use the dark grays or black? I really like red ones. But for sweets, I don't know for the cake and melons.
Jesus, I'm so sorry about that. Uh, Luna,
No,
the
you're
dog I'm
fine.
looking after, was going through the trash, which then made Huey want the food, and then they were fighting
Oh,
over there. I just told them off. Sorry, I hope you didn't hear
you just
anything.
need that sound alert. I'm the trash
I'm
man.
the trash man. So I'm sorry I didn't catch up with anything you said, and I'm sorry if I overlap anything here. But I also see people were saying they fell asleep to getting their tattoos. The pain doesn't bother you much. I don't know. I mean, for me, some areas of my tattoos, I wanted to tap out. I was like, this sucks. Others, it didn't, didn't bother me as much. But I'm never gonna say they didn't hurt. um, I don't know about a surgery for a BBL. Haven't done that one yet. Don't know what that's gonna be like.
If I ever get one, I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, thank you. I appreciate the update there, because who knows? That might be what sways me. You know, she said it was painless. I'll get a BBL. But is there anything like as well that like you want to discuss? No, like anything you came into this podcast thinking like, oh, I want to talk about this, or were you just happy to see where things went?
Well, I need to see where things went.
Okay,
I was talking about how all the tattoo talk. I do want to get a tattoo sometime this year if I'm able to, because
is
I don't have any.
I was just about to say, is it going to be your first? Is it going to, because that's kind of exciting at the same time.
Yeah, it'll be my first.
Just because I'm covered, it doesn't mean that I'm always going to say, "Oh, you haven't got a tattoo," right? But have you got ideas for it, or are you just kind of like excited by the idea of one right now?
I'm creating a whole folder
A whole
of what I want
folder.
and making a sketch. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, I'm excited to see what happens with that if that's the case. Usual stuff applies. Like anyone here that has them, do your research on the artist or the place. I mean, some people are just like, yeah, I did it in my like basement with my friend. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But I would definitely say, especially, you know, if you're earning that big girl job money, like, get it done professionally. But a
Yeah,
whole
I'm
folder.
really picky as to who I want to get my tattoo. One of them, I probably am gonna have to travel out to get it done.
Okay.
I will see.
I mean, hopefully then that's what will make it even more of an experience, because you got to travel out, you got to, you know, do everything for that. But hopefully as well the money's worth it in that sense, because I can't say I've ever really traveled out for a specific artist, but if it's someone that you're confident in and want to get it done, then definitely I would say go for it that way. Um, and you're saying like you're building a whole folder. Is there like a level that you're looking to get done? As in, like, are you trying to be covered? Are you trying to just have certain things? Are you, you know,
For right now, I want tattoos where it's not easily visible. So
okay?
anything like for sure the back of the neck. I want to get something, and
That's a
then
first for someone that like Normally most people just like when they say I want it somewhere where it's covered is like, like a t-shirt level or below, and then you're just like, the back of the neck.
Yeah, the back of my neck. Like you won't see it unless I put my hair up.
That's pretty dope though, yeah. And this is gonna age me a bit. It's weird because that the first thought of whenever someone says the back of the neck, um, always reminds me of in Blade, where the vampires have the certain glyphs on the back of their
Yeah,
neck. And that's
they
like the
do.
immediate thing I thought of as soon as you were like back of the neck tattoo. It's like my head just went to like Blade glyphs. It doesn't have to be. It could be anything, but like,
Yeah.
all right. She wants a certain house of vampires on the back of the neck. But no, that's an interesting one though. I also don't have the back of my neck tattooed, so I can't tell you if it's painful or not. I'm trying to think whether it would be. I guess I guess it's probably a little bit spicy because it's like stretchy skin. Plus the actual. Some people find like anywhere on the spine, anywhere is kind of painful. Mine wasn't too bad, so I don't know.
No, but I'll find out.
I'll find out. You're gonna let me know because I don't know. Even outside of the military, I've been debating like, do I want neck tattoos and things like that? Like maybe I'll get one or two. Um, but that's an interesting place to say off rip. Uh, is that like what you're looking to get first, or is that just the one that like excites you the most right now?
Probably.
Probably.
Probably. If not, like
Ooh.
something on the collar. The collarbone.
The collarbone. The collarbone is a little bit spicy. I'll let you know that. That one was a little bit. Um,
Yeah, because I like to wear like off the shoulder kind of stuff or like more revealing ish kinds of
which
tops.
in a way, it's that catch 22. You're like, I want somewhere that I can cover it up, but on the same time, like, I kind of want to show it off because I got it done. So you're just like, um, but you know, that's an interesting one. And then obviously, you've also done the piercings thing. So
Mm.
you're not like going into like tattoos being like, oh, I don't want any kind of body modifications. It's the first time. So one of the ones that I'm always like intrigued by, and tell me if this is like messed up of me thinking about it, but like, how was your septum piercing? Did that hurt?
Sorry, I'm kind of yawning.
No, that's all right. I get it. I'm boring you. Enjoy your Whataburger. No,
No,
I'm joking. I'm messing around with you.
I actually need to clean my nose.
Because as the way that I'm putting this, and the only reason I'm asking is because like I've broke my nose about 8 times, maybe unconfirmed more.
Hey,
Um,
times, what
yeah,
happened?
fighting, playing stuff, like even just getting hit hard enough nowadays will do it with anything. Um,
I would
but
love to see the X-ray of that.
yeah, see, that's what I'm gonna try and get you if I can, because they're meant to be doing an X-ray soon. Because the
You can always ask for a CD
I,
as
I
well.
I'll see if I can get you it legit. Like I don't know, because I should be able to. Because I went in recently for saying that I have trouble breathing, and when they did like the little tests, his immediate reaction was, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What do you mean, oh my god?" And he was like, "Your septum's like completely deviated to the left." And he's like, "Have you ever had trauma to your nose?" And I was like, "Maybe once or twice," like, and then knowing full well. So maybe I'll get your professional opinion on that and being like, "Oh God, it's messed up." But that's I like
Yeah.
to get back to my point just a bit. Is like whenever I see someone with a septum piercing, I get the same crunchy feeling as like when I broke my nose, and it makes me feel like like did it crunch? Did it, you
No.
know?
Yeah, I don't think you'll be getting a nose piercing anytime soon.
No, oh god, even that what I forgot the terminology for it. Where you feel it whenever you hear it, like yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I get when I feel that.
You
Oh,
know, I get told one of the coworkers, she told me that there was somebody who said that they're very sensitive to certain things, right?
Hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, I think I felt the X-ray."
You felt the X-ray?
And we're like, um, you don't
Yeah,
feel
just
them.
um,
You don't feel them.
yeah. As someone that has had many now, I can't say I've ever felt the X-ray. That's you know, wow, you actually felt the rays pass through you and back, and that's
Because
a
I think that because I think it was said that they get nauseous from microwaves,
okay,
right?
yeah.
They're like, okay. They're like, yeah. And probably with this machine as well, if I get nauseous, so just watch out.
And you're
And
just
then of metal, I think. Of metal.
like the lead,
And then we're like, well, this is great. This does not have metal, so you'll be fine.
um. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I can understand with some people, that your bedside manner has to be pretty good to reassure
Yeah.
them. Like, oh, I'm very hypersensitive to, this. Or like, yeah, you know what I mean, Doctor Di. I'm just saying, like, you got to be like, oh, you felt it go this way, or but you're not wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like bullshitting about how people are with like, oh yeah, I swear that this happened, and you're like, yeah, okay, I believe you, and then meanwhile you're just like, I don't think that's how
Yeah.
that works.
I get patients that completely freak out. They don't want to sit on there. And I say, the sun is more damaging to you.
The Dr. Dive just put that,
Why?
like, just tell them to stand in the sun. Like, they're like, no, that's different, like. Or they're like, why is that person hiding behind the shield? Is this dangerous or whatever? And it's like, no, it's about
No.
the amount of exposure,
No,
like,
you know how they have the little like window
yeah,
of a Pyrex glass?
yeah,
Well, it can absorb some of it, but not all of it. But even then, you won't get any of the scattered radiation
yeah.
from it because it's all from the patient.
Oh,
So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm always standing there. I wear the gonad shield, so I put the thing and I go over,
hmm.
and I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm
I'm
gonna
good.
face
I'm
towards
chilling.
it now. Yeah, I'm
But
chilling.
I
I
just
was like,
love that people freak out by it. They're like, why are they leaving the room? Is this dangerous? And you're
yeah,
like, they do this like 500 times a day. Of course, they don't want to be exposed to it.
yeah.
Like,
And there's
but
times where I forget the shield, the gonad shield, because it just kind of overlaps you with some Velcro, and then you take it off, right?
yeah.
And I forgot to put it on, and then the person I'm shadowing, they're like, "Hey, you forgot it," and I'm like, "My gonads!" I'm like, "My gonads!"
This will stop it. It has to go through my hands first.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
it's like one of the main cancers that you can easily get as an X-ray tech is gonad,
Yeah.
which I didn't know at the time until I was studying it. And I said, "Oh, okay." So I was like, "My gonads!"
Yeah, just constantly aware of it now. Like, uh-oh. Like walking into work, like, are they hurting today? I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't wear it yesterday. But, I also saw
yeah.
as well, welcome in Bun Bun, and she says that she loves that crochet blanket. Uh,
Thank you. I made it.
what? You made that?
Yeah, I made it.
That's fucking dope. I honestly didn't know you
Thank
crocheted.
you. It's a new hobby I picked up last year,
Oh my god.
beginning of last year, I think.
When I say like I
Yeah.
just got a new hobby, it takes me like 8 years to do it, and you made a whole ass really nice blanket.
Yeah. It
what made
was
you
it took
wanna?
a while.
What made you want to start crocheting?
I mean, I've always liked having to develop and acquire new hobbies. I
Hmm.
just liked it just to try it out, not have years go by and say, "Oh, I wish I would have tried this or wish I would have tried that." And I said, "No, I tried it. It was for me or it was not for me." So,
I like that mentality. Not regretting it in the future, but also you got a blanket out of it, so that's pretty dope.
yeah.
The
I just
blanket
don't
is
know how to make plushies, so that's my next thing to learn.
making some plushies because I do know a lot of people around me like crochet and stuff. I actually tried to learn on deployment because there was like I volunteered with the Red Cross, and one of the like things there was like a little crochet club, and I was like, I get volunteer hours for being here and helping out just like the club itself, whatever. But like, I might as well try and
But then
start
you get
learning.
fed too, right? They feed you.
Yeah, they feed you,
Yeah.
you know, like that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'll do it. I need my volunteer hours anyway, and I just could not pick it up. I was just not good at it, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's about perseverance. It's about I think the hardest part for me about crocheting was um I was really proud of myself for getting like 3 or 4 rows in, and then I would fuck up somewhere, and you got to undo so much work to just get it right, and then it just made me sad. Or the person that was teaching me, she was just like, and she just pulled it all apart and was like, start again, and I was just like, that took me so long, you
No,
know?
I've seen memes about it because you have to make a chain, right?
Yeah.
Or like you start out making the length of it, and then someone put, "Oh, when so and so falls down the stairs, but you're working on a chain," and I'm like, that is so bad
That's messed up.
because you don't want to restart it,
Yeah,
right?
you're just like, like, this is kind of
Like,
more important
grandma,
right
do
now.
I help you or do I like
Yeah, like,
put
do
it
I
to
just keep
bed
going?
normal?
Like, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's like they're gonads. They'll be fine. Uh,
Yeah.
but no, that's a really interesting hobby. Have you had any other hobbies like that then that you've just kind of seen and gone, I should try and pick that up, or I should try and do that?
Um, what is it called? I'm trying to remember. It is crafty. It's not knitting. It's well, I know for sure diamond art. I want to get into it,
Okay.
and then also I don't know what it's called. You just put the needle in and out, and you just make the shape as you go along. I don't
I
remember. I
don't
cannot
know
remember for the
because
life of me.
I'm trying to think back through like again now I'm only thinking there's knitting, crocheting. Damn. I don't know because like some people they'll just be like I'll be like, oh, are you crocheting? And they're like, no, this is something else, and I'm like, I don't know what the difference is. uh,
It's needlework.
just needlework itself.
Needlework.
I don't know. I'm not like
Is
maybe Bun knows more about that than I do.
yeah, it's needlework. So you have this blank um what's it called? It's like a kit.
Yeah.
And you select the colors that you want and you're kind of going in and out with the needle.
Okay.
Needling.
And then
That's what
like
it's
you're
called.
making like pictures from that. Like, does it
Yeah.
almost look a bit like pixely when it comes out, or does it come
Yeah.
out? Okay. I think I'm kind of on board with where you're at now. I'm like I think I've seen that before.
Yeah. So
Um,
definitely that. And then the other one that's really random is welding for
you want
some
to just learn to
reason.
weld? That's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Um, I did a little bit of welding, but I mean, I feel like overall, any of these though could be really good for you as a cosplayer, crafty type person anyway. Because like, there's gonna be skills that transfer or things you need to make or do, and you're just like, I could just do it this way, you know? Like, I could do it using this technique or this skill.
Yeah.
Or
Because I like to do things myself. Last resort is me asking somebody else.
see, right now I'm the exact opposite. If I could just pay for it to get done, I'm like, please, like, make my vision come true. Because I like the sense of pride I get when I've done something myself. Like, yeah, I'm actually like, pretty proud that I managed to make that happen or do that. But the other part of me is just like, there's so much time and energy right now, and I'm an instant ramen kind of guy, not a making the noodles from scratch. Like, just like I just need to eat. I just need to
Yeah,
do this thing.
especially with cooking. I don't get me wrong. I love to cook. I've done cooking streams. I've done Thanksgiving cooking streams where I'm just gutting out a turkey and like I'm like, look, there's everything. You want to see it? So I can go from there to be like, I'm just gonna make a sandwich, call it a night.
Yeah, Like I'm just too tired for this, especially with your big girl job. I'm joking. I'm just gonna make that
Yeah.
a thing. Every
I
time I
see
see you,
it.
big girl job.
How's
Uh,
your big girl job?
yeah.
It's going well. You got raised
But
or something.
I think there's definitely, yeah, there's a satisfaction to doing things. And I feel like as well, it really pays off as well when obviously I'm not one for compliments on that, but like if someone's like, in fact, yeah, I was discussing this earlier with Cora actually about like photography. Like a lot of people, I don't like being the one that's always with the camera, just like, and then
Mhm.
everyone's like, God, he's just always running around. But then when someone sees your work or what you did or how you framed that picture and got them or whatever, and then they're like, that's a really nice picture. There's a little part of you that's like, yeah, I did it.
You're like, that was
Yeah.
me.
That was me,
That
all
was all
right.
me.
And then
Yeah.
someone else steals it, and it's like, oh look, I just put it as my Facebook profile picture with no credit. Like, come on, man! I did. I was upside
Or you,
down trying to
or
take
you
that
do
photo.
such a good job. You do such a good job. Someone's like, why didn't you credit the artist? Or why didn't you do this?
Yeah,
Because I made
I made
it.
it. This is me. And they're like, uh huh, okay. You're like, trust me, I did. Um, just like I didn't
Believe
chat
me.
GPT my bachelor's. Like I did it. But no, I think that's going to be a really interesting one. Like, are you are you going to try and like take courses on it, or are you just going to try and get people to teach you things like welding, if that's something you want to do?
At this point, it's probably either or. As long as I get the time for it.
Just gonna, you know, I can see it now as well. Look, like looking at you right now, but instead you're in those overalls, the big welder's mask, just like doing
Yeah,
the like,
imagine IRL stream. Come on, come
yeah,
on, y'all.
little
Learn how to build today.
IRL stream. Everyone gets archived from watching your stream where it's so bright. Like, oh shit, you know. I
I
remember
was like,
there.
sorry, let me put some glasses
Yeah,
on
let me
you.
put a little mask on the camera right now. Um, so how you said about like, you going into your job with like, being like, oh my gonads, like, um, when I did work on cars, I only did briefly. I really wasn't mechanically inclined or whatever, and they tried to teach me to weld. They taught me about archi, and that was something I was like super paranoid about getting. Because for if anyone doesn't know what like archi is, it's when you look into how bright the welding is, and it's basically like having sand thrown in your eyes. Is the pain that people say that it is like it's like under your eyeballs, and I was just like, dude, I don't want that. Like, so I'd just be there like. They're just like, no, you got to look at it. Like, I was like, but I can't. They're like, that's why you wear this, and you do. And they're like, oh, I'm about to weld, and I'd like turn 360, and backflip and everything to try and get away from looking at it. Um, so I feel you on that, just having that level of like, all right, I don't want this to happen to me. I mean, but the chances are like highly unlikely or whatever. But you just go into it like, oh, I don't want my pretty peepers getting blinded. They're like, no, you have to
Yeah.
do this for years before you go blind. Right? But is there any other skills or anything you think you're like? Because now you got me thinking. You're like obviously a woman of many talents. That like,
I have a lot of ideas actually. Eventually, I would like to ride a motorcycle.
okay,
So I'm having someone look into a dirt bike for me so I can learn
okay,
on that. And then what else? I had
no,
something else and then I forgot.
that's okay. But like again with these podcasts and I put people on the spot a lot, and then they're like, I forgot my hopes and dreams all of a sudden because you asked me.
Yeah.
Like, I got it
Yeah.
written down somewhere. But riding a motorcycle, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And again,
Oh, I
hopefully,
want to learn how to race because I know how to drive manually.
okay. Um, damn, there was someone in here that races professionally. Um, the High Chihuahua. So maybe he can teach you. He's on like a Formula One team. So like
Learn.
maybe I'm not saying you'll get to that level straight away, but who knows? Maybe you can. you know. But that's an impressive skill in itself, right? I got to bring this up because most people don't know how to drive a manual. Can I ask how you learned to drive a manual?
My
Like,
brother was like, "Here, you need to learn." And I was like,
okay,
"What?"
that's a good way
Yeah,
of having it happen.
I I learned from his vehicle because he likes to drive manual all the time, and he tells me, "Well, what's gonna happen if your automatic car isn't gonna work, and we have this other car and it's manual? What are you gonna do? Or what if you go travel overseas and you only have to freaking drive manual?" And
Well,
I
you
said,
you'll be surprised. That's why I kind of brought it up in itself, because I think when I deployed, I was one of maybe 8 people that knew how to drive a manual or had a license to drive a manual, and everyone else was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I was like, what? Like I grew up, I got taught to drive manual. I had a 1987 Mini, so I had to. Um, so I was just that's why I'm a little bit impressed right now. I'm like, okay, I see you. Like, and then normally what it is like I come across people and they're just like, oh, it's because like my parents had a manual, or So like I always find it interesting as to because there's like the onesies and twosies that would be like I wanted to learn manual before I learned automatic, but other people were just
"No,
like,
I got thrown in
yeah,
there,
I
like,
just got
no warning, nothing." I said, "You better learn how to do this." I
and
said, "Okay." They're like, I'll get you whatever you want after." I said, "Okay. You don't have to tell
done.
me anything."
Can we
Done.
drive to this drive through in your car if I do and you pay? Like, yes,
I will
done.
remember, I always panic on first.
I mean, I don't blame you. It's a lot to take on, especially after you've driven automatics for a while. A lot of people are just like, you're gonna stall out, or you're gonna be like, man, this feels weird again. But you know, I think it's a
But
very
just
useful skill.
but just getting off of first, oh, the amount of times I cried.
You
So
cried.
many. I remember I took someone to Walmart and I said, "Okay, I got this," right? It was a little hill, right? But
Yeah.
these cars get so freaking close
Oh my god.
to
Yeah.
me and behind me. And I said, "Okay, if I end up hitting this car, I'm sorry, because I'm that's it. That's it for me. I'm gonna go in reverse
I
while I'm
do.
trying to shift."
I don't blame you, and that's like one thing that I feel like even with the rise of automatic, um, people don't understand that stuff. Like, give me some room to maneuver here, because like if it starts rolling back, because I'm like, if it stalls out or I'm on a hill start or whatever, like it's gonna go back naturally. But you're right on my fucking ass, and it's gonna be you coming at me, and I'm like, dude, you were the one that was sat right behind me. I still get like it now, even in an automatic. I'm like, dude, get off my ass. You don't need to be that
Yeah.
close. And I feel like depending on how you grew up and those things, I even was always taught like leave enough room that if the car immediately breaks down in front of you, you've got enough room to get out. Because everyone's just up each other's asses, and then if someone's like
Yeah.
stuck, you're
And
all
then
stuck.
what's worse is that when you do that, somebody else comes in to
Yeah, and
that
tries to
spot. And
cut.
you're like,
Yeah,
"You bitch."
you son of I did that for a reason. I've been watching this car like have brake issues or whatever, like I'm not I'm not getting up their ass, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks like that, because sometimes I feel like,
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit like paranoid driving in America compared to back home where I don't know, generally speaking, we feel like we give each other a little bit of leeway, but you know, again, I think that's a really useful skill to have. And then there's always those like things that people being like, in a zombie apocalypse, what if you had to get away and there's only a manual? And I'm like, you're fucked. I'm good.
Right?
Bye.
Like, I'm good. I don't know about
Yeah.
y'all, but see ya.
I'll see you. If
As
you,
long as you don't mess up the clutch, you're good.
yeah, that's just it. It'll make a lot of noise if you do. So you gotta hope that it doesn't. That horrible grinding sound. But um, on that note, saying that, is there any advice you got anyone for a zombie apocalypse then? What's Alpha Snowflake's like plan?
Like, what's my future plans?
Yeah, for a zombie apocalypse. No, like in general. I was gonna say hopefully it's not a zombie apocalypse.
Well, I do want to do more charity streams if I'm able to
I know you
on
raised
that.
money for Stack Up last time,
Yeah,
correct?
for the veterans.
Yeah, and I only got to jump in for a second, which I felt really bad about. Trust me, because I love it when people do charity streams. Obviously, that being one of my things, but it's awesome to see people experience what that is, where you're doing dumb stuff and it's not for yourself or it's for like, but like, do you remember how much you ended up raising for that?
I think it was close to the 300, if
Damn,
I'm
on your
not
first one as
mistaken.
well. Let's go.
I want to say, I think it was either or. It was either the 150 or the 300, but I
I
can
mean,
always look into it.
that's still fucking awesome because like again, it's a big thing to put yourself out there and try and promote these things. As well as like sit there and keep them going, because it's hard asking for money as it is, let alone for like something that people may not believe in fully or uh, anything. But I did do a little bit of work with Stack Up when I was deployed, so I do know it does make a difference. So thank you for
Yeah.
doing that. Is there any sort of like charity stuff you are looking forward to doing? Like, have you got any in
I
mind?
mean, I wish that I would get to the point where that's really supported, especially to the people in Mexico that live around, like, below the bridge,
Hmm.
or like they're refugees or they're coming up, like trying to get their appointments or stuff like that. Because I every now and then I do go to Mexico, and it just honestly just breaks my heart because I'm walking trying to get either medication or you know hanging out with family or something, and from the bottom it's all closed out. The
Yeah.
bridge, it's so closed you can only see through, and you can kind of like throw money through there if you're able to. It's a really tight squeeze, and then from there you can see that they have like these shacks, but it's
Hmm.
either just like branches of like sheets of aluminum like that, and they have a couple of chairs, and that's it. That's all they have, and some pots.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks because there's like moms and like young kids and everything. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
And they just tell you like, because they're hustling for their money too, right? They're like, oh, you're beautiful, you're amazing. They're just throwing all these compliments. I'm like, damn, I don't even get this.
Yeah, like
Over
I feel
here,
bad
like,
now
don't take
walking
my
away.
money. Take my money. And I said, well, I wish, I can be able to help build their homes and everything. Because I think also the materials over there are also cheaper, but in the ways, it's very expensive to get
Yeah.
all of that.
Well, yeah, because again,
Hmm.
it's like the living wage to,
Hmm.
as someone from going in from America, yeah, it's going to seem inexpensive, but to them, it seems expensive. So, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head any charities specifically that support that, but like, I would definitely be down to help you research that and figure that out as well, because like, it's a great cause, even if I'm not so much the humanitarian as I am about animals. But I think like a lot of people don't get these levels of perspective with things like that. So like the fact that you're in like close proximity to seeing that and that drives that passion for it, I think is amazing because you know it is very easy to just walk by a lot of situations and just be like, "There's nothing I can do," or "Yeah, I can throw a couple of dollars this way." But like, even raising awareness for these things is one of those things that I used to think was really dumb as a kid, where they're like, "We're just here to raise awareness," and then I'm like, "No, you'd be surprised, like." How easy it is to push that to the back of your head if you really want to, you know. And then I'm here like, oh man, another Starbucks costing $7. And I'm like, they're like, these people are like, $7? Like, I could eat for a week on that, like, if I really had to.
Yeah, they can. I think for $1 you can get a whole meal
Yeah.
over there, or
Which,
even less than that.
again, is insane when we really think about it. That, like, even right now, we're sat in houses streaming to each other, like, someone else is living a
Yeah,
very
like
different
this
life.
is a luxury. Like this is
Yeah, that's just it. I
very
just
high
bought
end.
strawberry margaritas. They're like, dude, why are you wasting money on strawberry margaritas? Like,
uh,
you could eat for
you
that. Like,
see?
so
Yeah.
I get it, and I know we did via Dr. Dive for homeless veterans, which obviously is easier for me to sell because, I've lived part of that life. But
Yeah, I always
um,
say like I've been homeless myself, so it's rough.
yeah, well, again, like you wish it on no one, but it's an unfortunate part of life, and then it's like, what can we do to help that? So
Mhm.
again, I mean, I'd definitely be down to look at some stuff for you there, and I always, if anyone, Snow, anyone in chat has things going on for charity or anything like that, please let us know so we can kind of like push that out there and help, uh, make those things happen. Because this is a great platform for it, you know, to actually raise
Mhm.
awareness or just even like fundraise. Um, so that's pretty awesome. Um, and is there anything else with like Twitch or the wider internet, etc.? So you said like you're working on the cosplays and modeling being a thing again. Is there anything else like in your future, or are you just focused on your career right now?
Mainly right now is the career because after the externship, I have to do an entrance exam for the online classes, and then it's a whole year for that or less, depending if you already have your anatomy, physiology, English, which I already have. And then it's gonna be a lot more hours. I think it's 800 hours
800.
of externship after that.
Yeah, that's a lot on top
Yeah.
of everything else you're doing because people are like 800 hours doesn't seem a lot, but when it's not your actual job, you're trying to do that on the side or you're trying to work with people to get those hours, like that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I mean, all I know is myself and everyone that's here, we can only wish you the best and all that because that's a big undertaking.
It's rough.
It's rough, but
It's rough. I really locked in for this one.
well, like I
But
mentioned previously, I know you did because um, I know full well that like when I was deployed, waiting and seeing who was on, like you used to be very consistent with the streaming, and then as I got to know Abby, and then I would see you pop in like periodically just to be like, I'm studying, like you know, I've got you guys
yeah,
pulled up in the background or whatever, like um,
yeah. You got me the year before. You got me in 2023, like that good year where I was
yeah.
just on there.
Well,
And
I'm
I was on
I'm
the grind. That's it. I had collabs here and there. I was just on it. I was on top of it.
I'm very thankful I at least got that chance to get to know you during that time because otherwise now I'd be like, man, she's never around, never seen her before. But I
Let
don't
it
want that.
follow back.
Right, I was gonna say I don't want that to deter anyone in chat. Like, please go show Snow some love, and just kind of understand that. Like, she's a very very busy person, but as you can see, very much down for a
Mhm.
laugh, a good yap, a good lots of interesting stories. You know, um, so I do really want to thank you for being here and agreeing to this because I know even to plan to get you on the podcast was very hit or miss. It was like, well, could you give me another
Yeah,
month?
it really was.
Maybe I can do. And then see, like Abby says, we love the Queen.
I love you more, Empress.
See,
Yeah.
Abby's probably crying because Sil is on the podcast knowing Abby. And again, that goes for like everything as well. I was gonna say like I would love in a way to at some point try and get like both of you on, maybe a couple of others, to do like um either a podcast or something similar. I know I want to try and get some collabs in. And like I said, I've been fortunate to play Fortnite with you. Um like see Abby, oh my
I'm
god,
so
triple
down. We
yeah.
should do it for charity.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like I never want to pressure anyone to do charity streams. I think it's just a great way to introduce new collabs because you're like, all right, we've got a common cause to come around or whatever. But like, I would be down for charity streams, other streams. As Abby said, it's probably too much power, you know.
You know what I was You know what I was thinking about the other day? Us three, we need to play the Ale and Tail game.
Oh, the bar one where like Twitch people come in as guests. Is that the one?
No, no, like there's
No?
4 players. Like you can run a tavern
Okay,
kind
because
of
I've
thing.
seen I've seen one, and it's like you run a tavern, but like people in chat come in as guests. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
maybe it's that one.
I don't know because I know I was on Frank's
Okay.
channel when he played it, and I kept putting the most outrageous shit in his chat, and then it comes up on his screen, and I was just trying to. Which, by the way, I feel Let's Be Frank is the mutual that we had that we didn't know.
Yeah,
But
I didn't know about that. Frank is great.
yeah, like Daddy Frank, as I always call him. I love Frank, but I remember seeing you not long ago in his chat and being like super like comfortable and friendly, and I was like, Snow, what are you doing? And you're like, I've known him for ages, and I'm like, I've known him for ages, like, you know. And then I think that's how the algorithm found us. Um, so thank
Oh,
you,
I think
Frank.
so. Yeah, from the
You know,
mutuals.
but either way, it worked out because I know I did come into your stream as a recommend. You were in my recommended, and I think you're probably one of about 20 people. I very rarely go into recommended channels. It's more so if I see you guys in chat. So I was onto a winner there. Abby says we have to do the accents. What accent do you want me
Mine
to
are gonna
do,
be
Abby?
horrible, but okay.
No, that's
I mean, I
that's
already get told that I do different accents when I don't mean to. I'm just trying to enunciate better.
it happens though. Like, I mean, I slip into
Like,
different
especially
accents.
when I say phones, I say phones instead of
Fines.
phones.
Are you in a little bit Australian on us here? I guess K9 will just talk. No, that's not fair. If you guys are doing accents, I've got to do an accent. You just got to tell me what to
You're already
do.
doing one, naturally. What do
Yeah,
you
but that's not
mean?
it. That's my own talking. That's to you. It sounds like an accent, but like I know Abby does a good British one, so she can be British. Or I don't know. I'll
Do
figure
you
out
hear
different.
the what should I call it? The Latina accent from us when we talk?
Very much so, but don't take this the wrong way in the sense that I love that. I really, really love when accents. So I'm huge on accents. Like I'm really like that's like one of the things that I really love looking into and hearing and um sure not the very much so. But yes, but it's like because I think it adds a layer of just like cultural and things to it that like that really like makes me smile when certain words come out with like how you grew up or like the people that you've been around and things like that like and that's the same for anyone's accent. I think like some people try to mask their accent because of work or social norms or anything, but I love it. Like when you mainly see it with people when they're passionate or they're angry, right? And that's when the
Right.
switch kind of goes off with a lot of people. Like so gaming is a great way to watch people be really in the moment and then all of a sudden their true accent comes out. And I think that's
Yeah.
awesome. Right? Like truly. And I live in a border town now, and I've lived in border towns the whole time I've been in America. So, like, if I was to say I don't like it, that would be completely wrong of me. Because, like, I love that, wherever you're from, as you said, the Latina comes out in you too. And, like I said, between you and Abby as well, when you guys get going, like, yeah, just by listening to you, even if I didn't see you guys, you could definitely tell. There's that
You wouldn't
Latino in you.
recognize our voices if we were just full on VTubers. We wouldn't know our face. We're like, oh, I know that this voice is this is so and
Yeah,
so.
you can kind of
No,
like
damn it.
pinpoint.
I'm gonna get rid of my accent right now. It's
No, no,
2025.
it's the 2025. No, keep it. I love it. I mean, I'm amongst many other people that do as well. Like when the get going of thirsting over a story and the Latina comes out, exactly. Especially because you keep doing that. Hi, Abby, get that hi. You know? Abby does that all the time. Even you, Snow, with Leon. If you bring up Leon, you give a little hi, Leon. you know, but it's great. Yeah, I really hope people. never feel like they have to change their accent or they have to be someone they're not, because like I think it makes people unique. I think it makes think like some people could be like, what is an American accent? And I'm like, well, obviously there's regional, but most people now think of like Californian as like the generic American, or like something from like maybe like I'm trying to think of the correct terms here, but like, you know, even just like places where there's not really a strong accent, there's only certain words, but I think everyone should have their little thing, you know. Um Especially, again, don't at me, but as a white British male, when Latinas pop off, it works. Because it's like, damn, that
We're
accent, that
damn.
works. That
I've been
works.
trying to get rid of mine because I want
No,
people to understand me.
no, keep it. Truly, it makes you you. I think it's great. And as someone that
Yeah,
constantly
I
is,
can't get voice acting roles because of it.
I think what they're doing is they're putting you in the wrong places. All right. Um, because I got offered some voice acting work before that I turned down. Um, and that was just because I could do multiple accents. And I didn't want to. I was like, I want to be natural. I want to just speak, and it happened, because it's very, very hard to keep up an accent for a long time. And as someone that looks deep into accents, so for example, have you watched The Boys on Amazon?
Yeah.
Right? So he's from New Zealand. Billy Butcher, he's from New Zealand, right? And as a Brit, there's so many times that I catch his accent slipping that it's really jarring to me, because I'm just like, he went really Kiwi instead of keeping with that, and it's fucking hard to keep up an accent. So like, I would much rather you got the right roles that fit your voice rather than constantly trying to be someone else. Now, is it fun to act as someone else a bit? Yeah. Like, is does that add a level of like diversity? Yeah, but definitely keep your accent. I think it's awesome. And that goes for everyone in chat. Keep your accent, all right? Unless it's like untangible, like I'm just like, I'm deaf already. I cannot understand you on top of it. And I'll say this, like I don't mean this in a mean way, but I did have a doctor try and explain stuff to me, and he had the thickest Puerto Rican accent I've ever heard, on top of me being deaf. And I was just like, dude, it sounds like you have a mouthful of marbles to me right now. I cannot hear you. And in the end, he got frustrated and got someone else. And I was like, I feel really bad. But like, if you have an accent, keep it. It's awesome. Just make sure that, it's good for you, because people don't understand me in America a lot of the time, and it's crazy to me because I
It's
think
so
I
easy to understand you. What do you mean?
no, like I've had people translate for me, right? Like
No.
legit, one of my friends is from Brazil and he had to translate for me because someone couldn't understand me, and I was like, I don't know. I think I'm enunciating. I think I'm, Um, so no, be you. Everyone, be you. All right, that's what's important. But yeah, don't get rid of your accents. No, we love your accent.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try not to. She's like
I'll try.
closing all these apps for allocution lessons and stuff. Like, okay, no, definitely keep it. And whether that, like I said, I think if you want to do voice acting and stuff, a lot of the time people will help you find that role where it's like, this makes more sense. Um, because again, it's nice to be like, I want to be this person or that person, but you know, at the end of the day, some people are just born with that ability to just switch it up, and I'm like, I know how. We
That
might
is
get you there.
true.
If anyone's got any voice acting work they need done, maybe Audible. Which, by the way, I think for Audible you need like 7,000 signatures or something saying that you should read these books. It's insane.
Oh my gosh. That's an important, like, oh my gosh. That's a good point you brought up. I also got into streaming because I got fed up with Audible. I said, "I'm not getting gigs right now. Let me just
Mm.
stream." That was another one.
Yeah, so fuck you, Audible. Like,
Fuck you, Audible.
fuck you,
No, like, if
Audible.
you wanna sponsor me, please do.
Yeah. Hey, well, you heard it here first. I mean, if I write the level of fan fiction Abby wants me to write, you're gonna have to read it for us. You know, like, but that makes sense because I did not know Audible did that. I did not know that they were like that strict with stuff. Where it was like they're not just like we like your voice. It's like no, you need like petitions and
Yeah,
sponsors
they
and
need specific accents, they need specific things, so
like damn. I mean, because again, like you said, in fact, I can actually bring this up just a bit as well because you don't always cam stream. You do use VTubers, PNG,
yeah, I
um,
do.
and stuff. So like, you have the voice for it. You know, it's just like
And the
unfortunate.
voice for it.
Yeah, you definitely have the voice for it. Um,
Oh, for VTubing?
like well, for like Audible, VTubing, everything. Like
Mhm.
you know, Um, and again, I know we have a couple of VTubers in here and stuff as well, and but it's like just one of those things that I think is like crazy that it requires that amount of it. Like, I don't know. For me, if I worked for Audible, I'd be like going around listening to streamers and going, "Let me just imagine this as this. I've got a perfect right. Hey, by any chance, do you want a job right now? Like,
Right, that'd be pretty good. They need to change up their strategy.
yeah, because I mean, maybe it's the way that they're taught to read books and stuff for it. I've only ever listened to a couple of Audible books, but some of them I've been so bored with. I was like, the voice is just not helping me right now. This is not what. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm not that
Yeah, the
maybe.
voice changes it's pretty interesting because even when I'm really tired, my voice gets pretty deep. It's funny because they can tell they're like, "You're tired, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, okay." There's no reason why your voice would be deep unless you're really tired. I said, "Yeah, that's true."
but then again, see that might be a skill in itself. Maybe that's what you need for that.
Right? That's what I need for the voice acting. Just use my deep voice.
Yeah, like okay, right, we need this part, so I just need to stay up really late and then read it, you know, like, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. She changed it up so much. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
What's
know
your
if
secret?
exactly
Insomnia?
insomnia, chronic, chronic insomnia. Um, but what I will do is I would like to very much open up the floor very quickly again to any questions anyone has for Snow or anyone. I know that when we yap, we yap. And so if people have questions, please feel free to answer them because I also realize time is going on a little bit. Um,
It is.
and we don't want Snow's deep voice to come out where she's tired. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But no. So if anyone has any questions, and that could be anything, um, just like streamer life, like plans for anything, etc. Just let us know. But otherwise, I will wrap it up soon, just so that Snow can go do her big girl job. No, like
Yeah, we'll be going job
she already
tomorrow.
she already does so much that I feel so guilty having keeping her around for too long. But I mean, I'll give it a couple of minutes. But I'm trying to think what else we haven't covered because we have covered so much, and I've actually learned so much about you in this short space of time that you know I haven't had the pleasure of doing so whilst watching your streams or watching you be part of streams.
Mhm.
Because I know again, like I said, Abby's here. And she'll be like, "Are we still up for Baldur's Gate on Friday?" And you're like, "Oh my god, I'll try." But is there anything right now that you're really looking forward to, whether that's gaming, whether that's any form of media? I, for example, know you and Abby talk a lot about the Apothecary Diaries. Am I correct in saying that?
Oh, yeah. It's a really good anime.
Is that like a thing where they release it like weekly? Is it?
Weekly, yeah.
Oh
Right now
man.
it's on season 2.
Is there much more to go of it? Because I hate that feeling of like, at least when a series comes out in a big block, you can see how many episodes there are. Is this just like undetermined? You don't know?
I don't know if Crunchyroll or maybe a website where you can watch them on
Okay.
or not. You don't have either or?
No, I'm trying to think.
Okay,
Like, I don't.
I'll send you one.
Yeah. All right. Because
I'll send it to you. I'll give you the hookup.
oh my god, she's got all the hookups everywhere. I'm telling you, Snow knows everyone and knows everything. All right.
Yeah, I got it everywhere. You need a job? I got you. I know a lot of people.
I know
You need a
people.
photographer? I got you. You want to hire somebody for the cosplays? I got you. Photographer? I got you.
See, that's the importance of making good friends. Not only are they there to support you and care for you mentally and physically, but they got you on the hookups, right? Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
like I said, I wasn't big on anime. The only reason I really got into animes was because of when I was a lot younger. I want to say a lot younger, but yeah, it was. I
Back
was
in your
in
day.
back in my day when I first started Instagram and that. I ended up in a long distance relationship, and she was all about anime, and then that was like one of our little date night type things, long distance. And then my ex-wife was super into anime, and then it was like I kind of have to, watch some of them. Um, and then after that, I was just like, I don't know what's going on with half this stuff. Um, so I only know some of the basics, and then that's why I've not been like huge on like getting like Crunchyroll or things like that, where I just don't know if I have the time. Some people are like, you need to watch this anime, and I'm like, it's got 900 episodes. Why am I gonna watch?
Oh, no, we're not doing Bleach or One Piece right now.
Right? Yeah, like keep it tame, calm down. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just like, dude, I don't even know where to start with some or what to do. Because some people are like, well, you need to really watch this one to understand this one, or these ones, like in chronological order, go like this, and then you're like, oh my god, it's a
Yeah.
big
No, you
world.
gotta do something that's like a season or two, nothing more on
Yeah,
that.
just bite size in comparison to everything else. But all right. Well, I tried to give a little bit of time for if anyone had any questions, but it looks like no one's really got any questions for you, which might be good for you because like that way you're like, we're nearly done with this whole ordeal.
I
Um,
can talk all day, but
yeah, I get it, and that's the thing. Like, if you want to talk, you can definitely go check out Snow's channel for whenever she's live and chat it up because um, she definitely can yap, and I love that. All right, like, I love hanging out in the streams, even if I lurk more at the moment, just because of being busy. Snow is one of those people. As soon as she's live, I always have pulled up because I feel bad that I don't get to see
just
you
talking. I
often.
don't know how I do it for streams. I have no clue.
I don't know, but it's a very useful skill to have. Trust me. Um,
And what's funny is that offline, I don't really talk much.
I don't blame you.
I don't.
You know, I'm late. Who's this and what I miss? Well, for anyone that is just coming in like Smooth, this is Alpha Snowflake. I met Snow about a year to a year and a half ago, somewhere in that period. And this is the first time we've really got to sit down and talk because normally we're in streams together, usually via someone like Abby. But super wonderful human being, like one of the sweetest people I know. On top of that, she cosplays, she does voice stuff, she does, she's apparently multi-talented at everything she does, and she's like, oh, I just
All
picked up
trades.
crocheting, like, oh, I just, you know, smashed this education out the park, but you know, we love to see it because we love to see you guys successful and great at what you do. But the link for her page is up there. I don't know if you have any socials that you want to plug right now, or you can. I think you're
My
muted.
beacons
No,
that
oh
has
no, it came back.
everything.
But I'll definitely put your Twitch back in here. Um,
Oh, do you want me to link it here?
I mean, you're more than welcome to, is what I'm saying. Like, if you would like to, like I said,
If
I
I don't
know.
go on timeout. Okay, I'm not on
No,
timeout.
no, you ain't. I was going to say you can post links in my thing. You're good. But
Okay. Just
yeah, there you go. Go on there, check out the socials. So that if you want to keep up with Snow, while she's been super busy and she's not on Twitch, you can do. But like I said, I think we're gonna wrap up real soon, just because I now need to go clean the mess that the dogs have made, and I don't want to keep you too long because I know you work so hard, you do so much. Um, but I've had a blast. Truly, in also like I said, I've got to know a lot more about Snow than that, Okay,
a little bit
okay.
more, yeah.
We see you, but um, what I would like to do is ask you, would you like to stream or would you like to find someone to raid out to from your community?
Mm. I think someone to raid into because I don't even know if I'm going to stream or not.
Okay, I don't blame you. Again, I do know I like to offer it to people, but I do know even just yapping for a couple of hours, like, do you know what? I need some time to just be me and decompress or go play you know, some of these games that you've been trying to catch up on without the pressure of stream. Like
Yeah. Let's see, I'm looking for
that's what
someone.
I got for you, Kina. What's going on over here, Smooth? What are you planning? Let me
Oh, thank you for the support, Smooth.
Oh yeah, we love to see it. Truly, that means a lot to me. That you know, you guys are out here doing what you do as it is. But then you guys can use this podcast as a place to meet more wonderful people. So, or at least get to know them better. Because I know some of you guys periodically pop in, and normally I like catching Snow lurking because she lurks a lot and she thinks I don't see her, but I see you, Snow.
No, I'm just a lurker.
Yeah, I know. And then I rip you from the shadows as I see your little avatar going
Yeah,
back
you
and
do.
forth.
I'm like, damn
I
it.
see you. Um, but no, I really do appreciate it. Even just being around all these wonderful people, showing the love. Um, but yeah, I'm just pulling up some things so that we can read out. I lurk and randomly pop in. Exactly, Smooth. And that's what Twitch is for. You guys have lives. You have things to do. We're just here doing our thing, and then the fact that you guys are even here means a lot. So please never feel bad for lurking. You should.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, I just stream whenever I'm able to because of my schedule.
Yes. So we will put that out there again because definitely don't want people being like, man, she was awesome, and then I didn't see her again. Like, please, please, like respect that fact that Snow is one of the busiest people I know right now. Like truly, like I don't know how she does it. Um, oh,
I don't know
Smooth
how I do it.
Smooth does want to know how long have you been doing like cosplaying and trying to do voice acting stuff, etc.
The cosplay has been about 3, 4 years. And then the voice acting, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, but she's out there. She's still trying to do it.
Yeah.
If you know
But I'm very
anyone,
crafty.
um,
Like I crochet, I do like digital art stuff. I paint Pokemon cards as well.
we didn't even get into
The
that. We need
connections. I'm
to
trying to
ask.
learn how to animate. That's another one.
I'm so
I'm not.
sorry. I forgot to even ask about that artsy side of
You're
like you
fine.
make emotes and you do digital art and stuff. Um,
I do a lot of stuff here and there, so yeah.
but a lot of it's on your socials, right? I'm not just trying to plug your
Yeah,
socials, but a lot of it is on there.
I look of it.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
See, now she's learning. That's all right. You wait till Abby gets back, and then you both have to do British accents the next time I stream with
Oh
you guys.
no.
I know. That was a little bit Australian.
No. You see, that's another. See, that's why I get told that. Oh, you're doing an accent. Like, no, I'm just trying to enunciate.
I know. I'm
I
playing with
understand.
you. I gotta
See,
mess with you sometimes. I finally get a chance to mess with you about it. So, um,
yeah.
Oh
I tell
no.
you, it's like
She
random. You
goes,
don't want to hire me as a voice actor if I randomly start
no, it's
saying
gonna
words with
happen.
different
That's what editing is for. All right, just do it again. you know,
accents.
let's go. At a British accent contest, and they'll still win. And I'll be like, what the fuck? How does that work? like, Snow won the British accent contest against K9. I don't know how that works. Uh, but again, I'm glad everyone's like, I'm watching as people are coming in saying that they've ate and they've looked after themselves. Thank you so much for being here, lurking, doing those things. All right, yes, look after yourselves, and I really appreciate that you came by to say hi to Snow and support the podcast because this is a little passionate project myself.
Yeah,
So
it's been on the works for months.
exactly, yeah, we finally found a time. So that's why I'm also like, I've also got to respect her time. Like, it's been very, very busy. But Snow, do you by any chance have someone that did you find anyone in that time
I did. I sent it to you on DMs.
on the DMs? Oh my god. Snow in the DMs over here with the okay. I know who you're on about. Um Definitely seen them around. So we can definitely go over and show them some love. Give me a second to be a cracked streamer. Remember where my rating is over here. Um, so Snow has chosen to raid into a member of their friendship group, their community, and they have said Def's audio. So, Snow, would you like to give a little brief oversight as to why you want to raid into Def?
Well, I'm trying to remember. Give me a sec.
I'm trying to remember. I kind of
I'm
put you
telling
in
you, I have like sea turtle brain. I have to really have to think
sea
about
turtle
it.
brain. I'm going to call it that for now. um,
Yeah, the size of the brain is like the top portion of your thumb. That's it. Fun fact.
See, didn't know that, and I'm the one that's going to know about animals. What the fuck?
See, you see, save the sea turtles.
Save the sea turtles and their tiny little brains.
Yeah, her tiny little brain.
but
But the most thing that I can remember is that they love to talk. I love it because sometimes there's some interactiveness where, and they also check in on me as
okay.
well as where sometimes I just kind of go away from social media. They're like, "How are you? What are you doing? Are you alive?" They're wellness checks in
I mean,
on
that's
me.
very important.
Yeah,
Uh,
and they're really nice, and they always support artists as well
okay.
and include everyone.
I mean, that was more than most people. Most people are just like, I don't know, I follow them, I like them. So I'm glad that it's
Yeah, I've done one of their emotes too. So
so make sure that you spam Snow's emote over there. Um, but yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, first off, thank you, Snow, for being here, for you know taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this. I know that a lot comes up when it comes to doing these podcasts and stuff, and you've been an absolute champ at just rolling with the punches, answering everything, doing what you can. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed your time here, even if you've been lurking. I will, not only because I'm biased, but say please go follow Snow, show her all the love, show the people that she's around the love as well, because I can guarantee you there's some incredible people around her. And again, that's we have to say that's how I met Abby, and now look at that, Abby's one of the mods because you know, just similar vibes, amazing people. But Snow, we wish you all the best in your endeavors. I will definitely be trying to keep up on the socials
mhm.
uh, for the cosplays, for the artwork, etc., etc. I'm very bad at that, and we'll be lurking around for when you um, do finally get to stream again.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
It's, I mean it. the pleasure's all mine. All right. And again, yeah, you guys look after yourselves. Do everything that you need to do. We'll try and be here, there, and everywhere in your streams. Um, I'm gonna click to start this raid. That means we've got about a minute just to say again, once again, thank you everyone for coming in, showing the love and support for each and every person that comes on this podcast. For Snow themselves, hopefully, she will see some of you guys in chat. But in the meantime, you guys look after yourselves. We'll be around. If you missed it and you want to catch up with any of this will be up on YouTube. So if you want to make sure that you got the most of Snow when we actually finally got to see her, uh, then it'll be over there. But in the meantime, thank you so much. Much love all. And I'm about to hit that raid. So go show some love. Let them know that it was Snow that sent us there. And I appreciate you guys. So in 3, 2, 1, let's raid.